All right, we're live now. What's up, guys? Welcome to the what is this? This is actually the 9th episode or the 8th episode?
Oh man, we should really count.
We should count. I'm pretty sure that this is. We said 2 episodes ago that it was the 9th, so
Right. So that means that this is
The ninth.
7th. Did we go back?
no,
Are we filling in? Or are we just moving on?
I'm pretty sure this is the 9th. The 9th
Okay,
episode
mark
of Don't Hate the Podcast with me, one of your hosts, Mark Money, Killer Metal Mike, Pop That Baby Maker, and Herb Ferguson, talking about game stuff. And and yeah, it's been 2 weeks since the last show. What have you guys been up to?
Playing video games.
Actually playing video games?
Actually playing games. Nothing on my I need to play these games because they need to be finished, but fun games, killing my time.
So,
So
what are they?
yeah, right off the bat, been playing Overcooked still with my wife. We actually 100%ed that game. Super proud of us. I think that's my ever 100%ed game ever.
That's on PS4?
Yes.
You got a trophy?
Yes.
You got the platinum trophy for that?
There is no platinum trophy for that.
What about the second
That's
one?
real good. I don't know. We haven't gotten there yet, actually, because after we finished the first one, there was a free holiday DLC that was available at some point. So it was still available. So we downloaded that, which was 8 more levels. So we just finished those too.
So
to restart all those.
she
levels.
likes it though.
So, yes, we're definitely hooked. Constantly looking at each other, going, "Hey, you want to go cook the soup?" Huh? So all the time is awesome. And then just today, I was doing a little bit of streaming with the kids.
Yeah, I wanted to
Me,
watch that. I
James,
was out
and
though.
Haley. Yeah, we played Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, okay.
It was
Are you allowed to play that?
fantastic.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
you did it.
It's a game.
It happened.
So I'm playing it.
I'm gonna have to go watch that. Was it good?
Oh, I had a blast with it.
That's
They are
awesome.
a riot, and it was a lot of fun. So
Sweet.
mostly been playing those. Did a little bit of overwatching here and there, but really haven't got a new video card this week and put it in. I went from a 960 to a 1660.
Nice.
So
And you said
I really
a
haven't-
noticeable performance enhancement.
I did. I went through a couple of games and just checked out what it looked like now. So one of the big ones that really bothered me when I got it was Grand Theft Auto 5. I had to turn down the population density because it ate up a lot of video memory.
Okay.
So the old card I think was only a 2
VRAM.
gig card. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was only a 2 gig, I do believe. So I went from 2 to 6. So now I can max out population density. So I'm running into people that I've never seen in Grand Theft Auto 5 before, which is fantastic.
Nice.
That's cool.
It's always a fun little thing because now you get the dogs and stuff that come in the game too.
Right.
Animals that they've added and everything.
Yeah.
So that stuff shows up now. So that's really fun. And I fired
I
up
was just played
Resident
it on a
Evil 2.
console, so never really had a problem with population density. Just saying.
Right. Yeah.
PC nerd.
Yeah, that's right. And I fired up Resident Evil 2 as well because I remember that game looking fantastic even with the card that I had. So going back and getting added all the extra light effects and everything made it look even better. It
Sweet.
just looks great. So
That's awesome. I want to upgrade my PC. Pop, what you been playing, man? I'm going counterclock, or no, that's clockwise for me.
Yeah.
Counterclockwise for everybody else.
I started playing Escape from Tarkov, which is the big new game on Twitch. Every big streamer from Fortnite.
Summit's been playing that, right?
Yeah, Summit, Dr. Disrespect, all these big streamers are playing it. It's been
I watched
around
some
for a
gameplay.
while.
It looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. So I jumped into that. It's I'm still learning how to play. It's one of those games that doesn't tell you anything. It's just your options are to start into a live match or that's it.
Is
So
that
it's
game free to play?
No, you have to.
How
to
much
pay
is
for
that?
I
What's
think
it cost to get that game?
I believe it's $40.
Okay.
But so I.
And that's only on PC, right?
Yes, right now it's only on PC. I started it. I played my first 3 matches that I played with 2 other people, and we like successfully like the goal of the games, right, is you load into a map and you either loot stuff or kill people and loot their body of like what they've gotten, and if you die you lose everything that you have on you.
Okay.
So it's like your goal is to like load in, get as much stuff as you can, and then get out before dying. And there's certain sections on the map that you have to go to get out. So those, people know where they are. So like, if you're smart, you go where people are going to have to get out and just try to kill them. But my first 3 games, we successfully like got out, and that was enough to hook me. Like it immediately grabbed me where I was like, okay, I'm having a lot of fun with this. But like I said, there's just so much to like learn, and it doesn't really tell you anything. So I'm still messing around with that. And then I also jumped back into, one of my friends got a server for this game called Scum, which is it's like a survival game.
Okay.
And this came out a while ago. I actually had a server at one point. Basically, like it's a like hardcore survival game where like you have to eat, you have to drink, but not only do you have to eat and drink, but like it's like you have to like be particular about like what you're eating, because the game tracks like your protein intake and like all of your vitamins, and like if you eat too much sugar or too much salt, your sodium levels go up, and like it's a very detailed like survival game. And then also like it it has zombies in it, and then it has these bunkers that have really good loot, and the bunkers have mechs, so they're really hard to get into.
Mechs.
Mechs, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Giant robots.
Yeah. That's always fun. Put mechs in the game.
Yeah, it's
That'll
this
make it
weird
better.
like kind of like mix of like it's a hardcore survival game, but then there's like gunplay because you have to like fight off zombies and mechs and other players, and so that's really fun.
I've never
jumped
seen
back
that
into
game.
that.
Scum, it's called.
Yeah, it's called Scum. It came out a while ago.
That other game though that you were talking about, Escape from Tarkov, that when I watched gameplay of it, it instantly reminded me of like any of these sort of, what do they call them, like looter shooters, or
yeah,
like, well, just battle royale, like Fortnite type of game, but mixed with Battlefield, like Battlefield, EA Dice Battlefield. It looks like that. It looks like Battlefield 4 to me.
It's like one of the prettiest games I've ever played. Like it's really like the graphics are really nice.
But it's
like,
still 100 players.
No. So Escape from Tarkov is like, I think the most that will load into a match is 40, I think.
Okay.
But like it doesn't tell. So like I said, the objective of that isn't to like kill everybody or.
See, I don't know Scum, but I'm interested to learn more about this Escape from Tarkov game. It looks cool.
Escape from Tarkov is I think it's fun if you play with. You have to play with people, and you have to play with people that like. I had one friend who like had been playing and he kind of knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be brutal to just jump in, and because like I said, every time you die, you lose stuff. Also, when you die, when you spawn back in, you only have half health, so it kind of punishes you for. It's like you have to heal before you can go back in and do all this stuff. So it's like I think it's kind of punishing if you don't know what you're doing and you just jump into it. But I've been having fun with it, and it's getting super popular. It's like I said, all the big streamers are playing it, so a lot of my friends are like starting to get into it, which is nice.
Yeah,
cool.
I did watch a bunch of gameplay of that, and it does, like you said, it looks really nice. Like graphically, it looks really pretty. Like that game is nice.
Like the sound is really good.
Yeah, but like watching like somebody go through their boxes of stuff like after the match is over and try and organize it and keep it all straight, like you have to know this ammo for this gun and this does this and these are worth that, and then when you're out there like collecting stuff, you only have limited space to carry things.
Exactly.
So then it's like what's worth the most to you.
And
then there's like a market for the whole thing too.
So it's like the Dark Souls of loot shoot. They just make it harder.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a lot more to
game.
learn.
It's like a lot of systems like from different games being put
so
in.
they're going for ultra realism.
Right.
That's like
kind
instead of
think
playing Ace Combat 7, you're playing
Yeah.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
So,
Right,
for
right.
example, if you get shot in the arm,
Yeah.
then your arm becomes useless, and like you can't, you have to heal your arm, or you're not like you can't shoot your gun accurately.
Isn't that
or like
how
if your leg gets hit, then you can't run.
Bushido
Yeah.
Blade for PS1 was like that?
Yeah.
That was so that's what you've been playing mainly? Anything else?
No, just those two. I think last time I told you guys I finished.
Yeah,
I think I said okay.
Slamming Salmon
later,
or whatever
later
it was.
alligator.
Oh yeah, later alligator.
Yeah.
Herb
Yeah, so
Ferguson, what have you been playing? Sorry, God.
Yeah, I've been playing more Octopath.
Oh yeah,
I think I've
I
already
did
put
know
in
that.
like 15 hours into it already.
Okay, so you
And-
like it then?
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, okay.
But
The writing's good.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
always the biggest concern for me. Is like when I'm
the
reading.
writing's good. It's surprising.
Yeah.
Like certain parts have shocked me actually for where it's gone. Because like one guy is literally Harvey Weinstein, and he's Harvey Weinsteining some chick.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
With the
That was-
dancer?
Yeah, that was in the
That was
demo.
that was shocking.
Yeah,
that's
I remember
in the
like
game.
I was like, this is a Nintendo game. Like what?
Well, it's a Square game, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And
dude's
Nintendo
in
has
so
kind of
many-
gotten away from the only rating it E for everybody. Like there's plenty of mature games.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yes,
Octopath Traveler, weird Harvey Weinstein style experience, and
But really good. I would definitely recommend the game. But yeah, the writing it's good. It's
so
definitely going for a different audience than the standard Final Fantasy.
But so like now these are all the questions that I really I'm interested like about this game. Like the battle system, will people find that familiar? I know this game's been out for a long time, so anybody who
Yeah.
gave a fuck already knows. But to anybody who maybe like me who hasn't given that game a chance, like the fighting, like is it? I looked at the way that the art style of that game was and said I hope this is something along the lines of like the Super Nintendo battle systems, you know, like those
Yeah,
that
it's
era. Of
it's
Final
very
Fantasy.
traditional.
That's cool.
It's basically the same as Bravely Default,
Never played that. But that's
which is
Square as
also
well.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. But it's basically Final Fantasy with a little tweaks.
They have
Yeah.
I feel like out of everything, like even Nintendo had some pretty bad naming convention, but Final Fantasy or Square in general, just like naming their games seems to be like they just pick two random words and stick them together all the time. Like make portmanteaus of words and then that'll be one word and then they add some other shit. Like what does Bravely Default mean? Can anybody tell me?
It's a Japanese thing.
No, I know, but
You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand.
it's a weeb. It's a weeb thing.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's it.
But I've also been playing Breath of the Wild
Me
thanks to
too.
you because I checked out your stream and it made me want to get back to it. So
I feel
I was
like,
playing that today.
you know what's crazy? There's not a lot of games that I've played and finished live on Twitch. Breath of the Wild is one of them, though. It's
Good one.
I mean,
It holds up really well.
so that's what you've been playing, man? Those two? Because that is a good segue into what I've been playing. I've been playing my Switch still a lot. That's like the main thing I play these days. Right now, anyway. I mean, I'm trying to spread it out as much as I can, but Breath of the Wild, you can see it right here live on Twitch where I'm doing a very ethical playthrough of the game. It's pretty fun playing that way. It's like a pacifist kind of thing. Don't have to worry about fighting unless they're already dead type of shit. You guys have seen it, but anyway, it's not really, I'm not plugging that stream. I have given up on the game Fortnite officially. I'm done with that. I think for now, you know, I'm not saying thanks. Thank you. I don't think I'm just saying I don't hate it. I'm just not running back to it yet. Like I reached that point one day. I was like, I think it was when I played Breath of the Wild. I was like, wait a minute, because like I'm running around, I'm using this paraglider, I'm opening chests, I'm finding stuff and running into enemies and this and that. I was like, this feels very familiar, but just when it's this polished and I don't know, there's something clicked where I was just like, I run around in this map every day in Fortnite, and I'm having a blast. It was so much fun, but it just I like hit a wall. It just instantly stopped. But you know what I replaced that with was Tetris 99, and I've been playing that during my lunch breaks. So I'm still playing Battle Royale every day. It's just that's the one, and I've never done as well in Tetris 99 as I have in Fortnite, because Fortnite I finished first several times now. Tetris, I think the best I ever did was fourth, and that was like hectic. That happened like once. Once I got fourth. That's not a common thing. I usually, like, I feel good about myself when I finish like 11th, you know? And that doesn't even happen too often.
Usually, that game's super hard.
Yeah, I love it though. I have so much, like, if there was ever, Tetris has always been good because it's always been Tetris. And it only got worse when they tried to do extra dumb shit. But when they just keep the core gameplay Tetris and add stuff that doesn't change, like, here's how it's different. People can throw shit at you.
Yeah.
If they want to, or based off an algorithm, right? They can target you, or they can let the computer decide who gets the shit dumped on. But it's all about taking the badges. When you can get the badges from people, you get a bunch of KOs and get badges. That's when you start dropping like 4 times the amount of stuff that you normally would on people. And that's how you can actually execute attacks in that game. I just think it's brilliant, and I love it. I'm a Tetris fan. We used to go to this place in Wallingford back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember it, called Wooster Street Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they had arcade machines in there. They always had like Cruisin' USA or They had a pinball machine. What was the game I was just talking about?
Tetris.
Oh yeah, Tetris. Yeah, they had a Tetris machine in there. That's the whole point of that story. They had a Tetris machine in there.
Cool.
Duh. So I've been playing Tetris 99, Breath of the Wild, and Dreams. And let me tell you something about Dreams. I've been wanting to talk about this for like 3 episodes now. And Dreams, I was early access on Dreams. I paid $30 for early access on that game, so now I got the full game unlocked. Didn't have to pay anything extra, which is fantastic. Nice. But they unlocked it for early adopters 3 days before it was released, so I've been playing it since then. And it comes with, a Media Molecule produced game. Like, here's what we made using the tools available in Dreams.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like the main story that the game ships with, essentially. But it's not the last. You know what I mean? Media Molecule is going to make way more levels. But this shit is fucking brilliant. And it's not the greatest game you've ever played, but it plays like a point-and-click adventure game. And everything that you see that's going on is made using the game. It's made using the tools available to everybody else. And there's voice acting. There's multiple dialogue tree options. There's, you have to collect this item and give this item to this person to get this thing so that you can get the train ticket to get on the train and like...
Link's Awakening.
Kind of, but think of it more like the old point-and-click adventure games, like the LucasArts, Indiana Jones, Star Wars. They had Sam and Max. What's the one? Grim Fandango. Like all. What's the one for
Grim Fandango, so good.
Grim Fandango is so good.
So good. Dude,
It's so. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I knew that it was Double Fine and it was, Day of the Tentacle. Same people who did Day of the Tentacle, which I mean, I love that game. It's just so fun. I feel like to go like, explore this scene, find the thing that you need, and then figure out what. Remember Myst? You guys play Myst?
Yeah.
That was like one of the first, and that was a mind fuck. I don't think that I could even get through it now. I used to have, I don't know, how did I have that much time to sit and try, like, oh, let me go across the island and change the clock to say 4:30 and then go back to the telescope, or I don't remember what the fuck the things were. I just knew that you had to, like, it was like click, and then the screen would load to a new screen. Click, and the screen would load to, just still images. But anyway,
Yeah.
this thing in Dreams was like fully modeled. Like there's characters, there's, like I said, voices. There's a whole song and dance numbers. Everything was done. That's what you're playing. You're like, this isn't the best game I've ever played. But then you think that it was made using the tools that you could make a game with. And you go, that's really fucking impressive. There's something to be said about what they did. I was surprised at how very much it was like Little Big Planet. But like if Little Big Planet was in 3D. After that, it's not much different. And that's playing it. Like you could tell. Like there's still those little, you remember, you guys ever play Little Big Planet? Where you could run and collect the little balls, and then those things would be like things that you could use to create your own levels. Yeah. That's still in Dreams. Like you can add those things in your levels, and people can collect the things that you've created to use in their levels. Like it's actually pretty amazing what they've done with this game. And I got into the creating a little bit in the early access, but just like basic tutorials. I didn't get past. I didn't make anything. I'm anxious to see what it looks like. You can hook up the PlayStation Move controllers and sculpt with those. I mean, I'm ready to get into that. If it works with VR, even better. When's the patch gonna come that says you could? And I'll tell you what, we can blast into some topics. I just forgot for a second that we're doing a podcast because I'm genuinely excited about Dreams as what it's gonna do for like the future of the PlayStation or just gaming in general. Because Little Big Planet was huge. Mario Maker is huge. Games that allow you to like build your own levels and share them with online communities has been a great part of gaming for so long. Like this is just, it's perpetuating. There's going to be people who make shit and get jobs from what they do.
Yeah.
Or even get their projects like funded by a big studio to be like, come make a game for our studio and release it under our, publisher.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That game Snake Pass. I played it on my stream a little bit.
Yeah, it was for Switch and PC.
Yeah,
and PS4.
It came with PS4 too. Yeah. The people that made that got hired because of levels they made in Little Big Planet 3.
That's awesome.
Like it's like, and then now it's just like you're handing people essentially like a game engine. Like here you can do everything. Like from like music.
I was reading. I saw on a subreddit somebody asked, what kind of like what's the short list of games that you can't make using Dreams? And people were like, it would be technically difficult to do like a very in-depth RPG because of memory. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they're doing that, but there was a bunch of nerdy talk to follow about like what the PlayStation 4 could do. And the thing that bumped the worst part about this game is that there is a watermark that says "Made in Dreams" in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen at all times while the game is running, no matter what screen you're on. It is always there. So if you got an old shitty TV that doesn't have burn-in protection and you have a static image floating on your screen the whole time you're playing it, you might end up with that embellished on your fucking television screen. So I mean, it's a
Feel like
transparent.
cable and-
It's a transparent white. It really shouldn't burn into shit.
Yeah.
But it bothers me that it's there. Every time I look, I see it. But I get why they do that, so somebody can't make like an exact copy of a game and try and pass it off as like.
Yeah, go sell it.
No, not even that. Just you could be like, oh, here's leaked footage of the new Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
look how
yeah.
good it looks, or look how shitty it looks, and just like start spreading rumors about it. So,
Right.
I don't know. It seems bizarre that seems like they should be like, if you want to have this ever available to be played online, then this watermark has to be shown, no matter what. But not make you look at it while you're playing through the game, you know? No, I guess that's exactly what they're trying to prevent. Anyway, what I was gonna say is it would be huge if this kind of coincided with the PS5 and just was pre-installed on every PlayStation 5. I mean, I don't know how else you really market this game. You know, how do you make a commercial for a game like this that you can literally make
like,
anything?
It is really difficult because, like I said, it's like essentially like they're. I mean, I know they have like the like story or whatever that they've made, like the media molecule levels.
Yes.
But like you're essentially like trying to sell like a game engine to people. It's like super hard to market. I do hope that this is one of those games though that like I know I don't think anything's officially been announced yet, but like there's all those rumors about PlayStation games starting to come over to PC. I really hope that this is one that ends up making its way to PC, because I feel like that will extend the like life and also like creativity of this game. Like I feel like you'll
but
get
don't
a
you
lot.
think that the best levels on this game are made by people who are like using Unity and using these dev kits that are available? Isn't Unreal Engine like available for whoever wants to try and develop for it?
I have no
isn't that
idea.
a thing? Like, but what's the one that with Epic Games that you can download right from
Unreal,
Epic
I
Games?
think.
It's Unreal, right?
Unreal,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, those guys are gonna pick up Dreams and be like, "Oh, cute! Look at how they've done this. This is
Right.
adorable, right?" But
Yeah.
but
I'm
I
just
think it's
thinking about,
gonna
like-
get a lot of people to go from that and be like, "Oh wow, I can make a game in Dreams. I should try doing it this new way, like this legit way." And I think that's where you're gonna see it doesn't need to be Media Molecule bringing that to PC anymore. Like there's gonna be a new user-friendly, like hold your hand game development, and then online, retailers like Steam and Epic Games Store are going to be oversaturated with even more bullshit, like $1 games, right? I mean,
Yes.
when do we see the program? And this is pure speculation. I haven't seen anything about this. Where there's going to be an online store within Dreams where people can, if they choose to, charge for premium levels.
Yeah, right.
As soon as the PS5 launches,
So,
That might be a way to generate revenue.
would be built in.
Right. Develop games for the PS5 and charge your own price for your game. And Sony takes a piece of the pie. And the user gets stuck with the shitty game or not.
Yeah. And they work it right in their new software. You just push the little button and say, "Hey, PlayStation, what are the most popular levels on Dreams?"
Right.
yep.
And then, bloop, there's your list. If you want to buy it now.
Well, 30 minutes in. And that actually wasn't too bad of an intro. I'm just breaking it up right now. So for when we do potentially edit these videos. And I'm not ignoring the chat, by the way. What's up, Mustang? Dre. How's it going? I had the countdown timer over the chat.
Nice.
I didn't see shit. But yeah, so that's That's good. The countdown timer is the new feature here on the podcast where we're gonna actually try and rapid fire through the news. So what I've done is set up a timer for 2 minutes, and as soon as I, segue into the news thing, we're gonna try and just get through it in 2 minutes. That's really all there is to it. So if anybody's got anything to say, then now is not the time to be polite. We're all friends here. We can handle a little bit of a shoving.
A little bit of talk over.
Yeah, I think. Argue.
You can't stop me now.
But so I would say to make it. Do I have it shown here? Yes, I do. To make it easier, we'll just everybody open up the designated. We'll just go right down the list here. This is old stuff from last week because we didn't get to do a show last week. And let's see. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to put it on.
Now we're ready.
All right, so rapid fire news. Oh, you know what?
It's rapid.
I think if I go here, I can play. There it is. Some music. Some news music. I don't know if anybody heard that, but if they did, there was some news music for you.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the Ocarina speedruns, and essentially this is just this is the first story. Here we go. I'm going to start the timer. Is it going? Yes, it's counting down. So Ocarina of Time speedruns now under 10 minutes because reality is a lie made to be broken, says this article. And basically all that happened was a new glitch was, or not glitch, but a new exploit was found. Is it a glitch? Did anybody read the article?
I don't know what they called it technically.
It's any percent speedrun category for Ocarina of Time. Super slides. Yep.
Super slides.
Anyway, the guy achieved a time of 9 minutes and 59 seconds and lowered that to the current world record. 9 minutes 56 seconds is the new current world record.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. This is amazing. This just proves, how old is this game? 1998?
People are still finding ways to beat it faster.
They're still finding ways to, break little tiny individual things so that you can, improve the time that you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game's always been broken, but now they're literally reprogramming the code. And once they leave the first area, they go straight to the credits because they overrode the code.
Right, so it really is a weird glitch. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there's going to be people who are going to be okay, well, here's a speed run that doesn't involve this dumbass glitch.
Yes, and that's why we have so many different categories for runs.
It seems like we're already winding down on this one, but I'm just looking at this screenshot with 20 seconds left. What kind of a program are we using to capture the button inputs on a Nintendo 64? Is that just a USB N64 controller and a program that's going to find?
Yeah. Probably.
I imagine.
Yeah. Okay, and 3, 2, 1. There's the ding. Okay. So
ding.
2 minutes, and that was
Job's done.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
So next one.
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna take it.
Here we
Ready?
go.
Timer
3, 2,
and go.
1.
Yep.
And go. All right. NVIDIA launches official cloud gaming service GeForce Now for $5 a month.
And it's
So,
their Stadia.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, is their answer for cloud gaming that everyone's trying to get into. We got the Stadia, we got Microsoft trying to do their thing.
Google.
You got PlayStation Now kind of service.
But this streams from your Steam library, correct? Yeah, GeForce Now isn't a free service.
Steam,
Customers
Epic,
basically rent a
Battle.
gaming PC in a data center near them. It costs 5 months to access the Founders Edition, which lets you play whenever you want.
NVIDIA connects with your Steam, Epic, or Battle.net accounts.
There you
can
go.
Play games you purchase on those third-party platforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you own games.
So that's pretty dope.
And this yeah, you can stream it to your phone, a laptop, a computer,
Anything.
a Shield,
I mean, yeah.
the NVIDIA
I mean,
Shield.
that's really cool to me because I'd love to like see this cloud gaming thing actually work, and for so many people to jump into it just means that like somebody's gonna figure it out, even if it's this person figures out this piece of it and this one figures out this piece in the next like 3 years or so.
Totally.
We're gonna have this thing totally figured out,
Right.
to the point where you're sitting at work playing whatever the hell you want now on your phone with a wireless Bluetooth controller in your hand.
Anything else? I mean, I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah.
I think this will come up in another topic that we have for later.
Okay.
But yeah, I have some more to say about this.
You don't think you can get it in 8 seconds?
No, I'll save it.
Herb Ferguson, you got 5 seconds. What do you got? You care?
It's still too early
Ding.
to jump in on this.
Ding. Ding. Too early to jump in. Do we want to talk? Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna set the timer.
All right.
Ready? 3, 2,
Two.
1. Okay, the PS5 website is up and it's live, and it doesn't really say too much.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's amazing.
Sick.
It's one whole page.
I feel like they did
Nice.
this to like stop people from being like, oh, when's the release thing gonna happen? Like it was getting too like hyped, like people were going too crazy with it.
Overhyped.
So I feel like they had to come out with something like, hey, we're not ready just yet, but like if you want news, sign up here.
PlayStation 5 is coming. Launches holiday 2020. Well, with a
Yep.
minute and change
Finish
left,
without me, yeah.
we've begun to share some of the incredible features you can expect from the PlayStation 5, but we're not quite ready to fully unveil the next generation of PlayStation. Sign up below to be among the first to receive updates as we announce them, including news on the PS5 release date, PS5 price, and upcoming roster of PS5 launch games. Well,
Did you
basically,
sign
there's no, I haven't yet. But
I
there's
didn't
basically
either.
just like a
Yeah,
box to
contact
fill out
section. Yeah.
where you can give them your email, and when they got news, I'm sure they'll send it your way, and a bunch of advertisements that say, hey, make sure you pre-order the most expensive edition that you can find, and everybody will.
When they announce it, you'll know
Right.
regardless. But they better figure that shit out pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean, holiday 2020, if you're gonna like get out there, I heard that we're stalling on figuring out a price for this because they're trying to figure out
Yeah.
what Xbox is doing. So
Yeah.
I mean, we know the PS5 is coming. Did we really need the website to say it's coming? If you want more info, it'll be here later.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it was only for like the purpose of like trying to like limit people's expectations of like Nintendo Directs have a problem with that where like people like start to freak out because they think like a Nintendo Direct gets announced and then it's like, well, here's my dream list of like, they're gonna bring back my 5 favorite games that haven't been talked about in 5 years, and Goku's coming to Smash, and it's like the expectations get like insane, and then when the Direct actually happens, everybody's like, well, my dream list of things didn't happen, so now I'm disappointed. I kind of feel like that's what they're trying to avoid, where it was like just too much like hype, and then like people just starting to throw out rumors and everybody believing it because like you're excited about it, and so it's like just trying to maintain that a little bit.
We hear you, but be patient.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so you want to move into the next one?
Yeah.
Hey, he's back just in time to reset that timer for us.
Rapid fire.
Perfect timing.
What, so you finished talking about 2 things?
Just the one.
Number
We just
3
went a little
or
over.
number 4 now.
Yeah, the PlayStation. I had a little thing I had to just deal with. The PlayStation 5 is the website's live. Cool. All right, ready to start the next one?
Yep.
3, 2,
Yeah.
1, go. Here's the timer.
The
Nintendo.
the
Go ahead.
Nintendo PlayStation
Right.
is up for auction and the highest bidder is currently the founder of the Oculus VR.
So the prototype,
apparently,
the
the prototype.
Just in case nobody knows what we're talking about,
That was-
the Nintendo Sony marketing kind of make a CD player add-on for us. They're selling it. What's it up to now?
350,000.
Holy shit!
Is it really?
Yeah. But the article says that he was initially offered 1.2 million and turned it down. So they're thinking the auction should get over that, ideally. But
the
he's
guy who
open.
initially offered the 1.2 million might get it for cheaper than he expected.
Yeah.
maybe.
He might have been the only person willing to pay that.
But I thought it was interesting because the guy who's trying to buy it is super loaded, and he's trying to like build a giant like museum of like video game
I know.
history.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't read into about that guy too much, but I have heard of him, and I like what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think he
I
should
do
have
like-
it.
I do like in the comments of this article, somebody says it belongs in a museum, and then the comment below it says, "So do you." That made me laugh.
That's fantastic.
I do like that the design of this whole thing still uses like the Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so awesome.
It just
Yeah.
says Sony. I wish
My
I could just
favorite
have
controller. I know, right? Sony, PlayStation, Super Nintendo controller.
that. Yeah, I really actually want that. That
And
would be
this is-
great.
it
3,
is-
2, ding. Okay.
Oh.
Shut it! Shut up! Shut up!
Okay,
Sorry.
go ahead with the next one in 3, 2, 1, go.
the Samsung unveiled its new foldable phone, which is basically an upgraded Game Boy SP.
Sold. Take my money.
I
Sweet Jesus! Something that looks like an SP.
I
Give it
watched
to
a
me
review
now.
of this phone. The only problem is that it has an actual crease. It's this phone is glass. It's a glass front phone. So you've seen the Motorola Razr, right?
Obvious. Yes.
The new one though. That's got like a
Yep.
plastic film type screen. And I got to be honest, I would not be mad about having two phones if one of them was that phone and I only used it to make calls and fucking text from. That thing is
It is
the
pretty
epitome of cool, but this thing's cool too. Is it necessary? No, but was it inevitable? Yes. This
Yeah.
was bound to happen. I mean, and it is functional. Here's the thing about technology, it's always misappropriated, right? So people are going to get this phone just because it's the new cool thing. But saving space in your pocket, that's great. You could have it in your back pocket closed and not have to worry about smashing the screen. I've done that before. I don't want to admit it, but I have. I like folding
I like the
phones.
color.
Yeah, the purple.
Yeah.
It's dope. I like that.
Yeah. Anything with this clamshell design where you can close it and it's protected, I love that.
I want to
It's
see
like
the video of somebody
DSs,
getting the phone and going like,
SPs.
check out my new cool new phone, and closing it real fast and just having it go
Snap, smash.
No, just both sides of the screen just shatter.
Yes. It's exactly what's going to happen. Just like watching the first person to open an iPhone box and drop it on the floor.
Aren't these phones like $2,000 though?
Yes, that is the other
Something
thing is
ridiculous.
that these phones are super powerful nowadays, but at the same time, they're getting like crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Ding. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
So this one I put in here, the guy it's just one guy who made the game Stardew Valley. And everybody that's played Stardew Valley, it's got a big following. It's a really good game. But like it's literally one person that made the game, and he's gone through like a bunch of bullshit with like updates and multiplayer and all this stuff. And so like somebody asked him on Twitter if he planned on making another game in the same universe, and he responded with basically like, not only am I making one game, I'm working on 2 right now. And so it exploded, and all these people picked it up like, Stardew Valley creators making 2 new games. Oh my god. And he had to like backtrack and be like, I see that this is like blowing up. I'm not trying to make a huge game. Like, I just want to make something that's fun for me. And he kind of had to like backtrack himself. So I just feel like it's this weird, like, he's gone through a lot, and you kind of feel bad for him because like I said, it's one dude making an entire game, and he did a really good job, and he gets a lot of hate because like updates are slow and stuff like that. But also like somebody asks you if you're making a game, you're like, I'm making 2, and then get upset like when all these like websites pick it up and start like blasting it out there.
That's news. That's actually
I don't know. It's just
It
kind
is,
of a funny
but
situation.
at the same time, like when you like make games and you can make a game for yourself, like, do personal projects count? Like somebody says, "Hey, you working on any games?" And I say, like, "Oh, hell yeah, I'm working on this and this right now." But
Yeah.
I mean, I have no intention of anyone ever seeing this one.
Yeah,
Like,
you
it's
can't really
just
say
for
that.
me.
I just like that his Twitter handle is Concerned Ape.
Concerned Ape, yeah.
It's awesome.
But yeah, I thought that one was a quick little one to throw in there.
I like it. I think that's a good rapid fire news. It's actual news. I think it's cool that this guy's making some games, and for some reason, it just reminds me of that Playdate thing again. That little yellow handheld with the crank. I'm really excited about that, and that's why I feel like the games that this guy's making are good. And that's 3, 2, 1, ding. Okay, so that was pretty successful rapid fire news. We started at 30 minutes in. That took 16 minutes to do. How many topics are there?
6.
So that
So just when
adds
you
up.
wandered off.
Yeah. So you guys went okay.
We're good.
That's pretty good. I like that format.
Yeah, definitely.
So is this one in that, or is this going to move down?
I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna open that up
Okay.
in its
Oh, we're gonna show it.
in its own window, and we can just take a look at that.
Yeah.
So if everybody wants to open that video up, so you know, you can see it live on your side, and we'll count down to I'll wait for 40 if he wants to do it.
Yeah.
I can close this timer now, though. That's good.
We got a 12-second unskippable ad. Oh,
Excellent.
that's
What's
good.
it for?
yeah.
Is it
Let's give him the plug. What's it for? What do we buy?
Cars,
gaming? Oh
Car
my god!
Guru.
No, I'm just kidding.
What are you doing here, Code Gaming?
Is it
Cool
that other one?
gaming,
Save me a nickel,
what?
save me a dime. You know that one? No.
What one?
I
Yeah.
don't think I've gotten that one yet.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's a meme video. Should we just start watching it? Or no? I guess we could wait for
We'll give him a second.
Herbert Ferglinson.
Shout out
No,
the chat. Shout
just
out live
to-
viewers.
Like, I guess, like, preface for my own sake, this isn't official. You know?
Right. So here, let's set it up. What we're about to show is there's been a mock-up for the DualShock 5, which we're all assuming that the new PS5 controller is going to be called.
Yep.
I'm really thinking that there's going to be some sort of touch screen functionality in the DualShock 5, but so let me get those headphones on there real quick. And
There we go.
hey, so we're gonna watch the DualShock. We're gonna watch the DualShock 5 mock-up video again. So if you wanna load it up, and we'll all count down 3, 2, 1, and hit play at the same time. Do you have a 15-second mandatory ad first of all?
For Cars
Okay.
Guru. Car
So
Guru.
yeah, just start it at the begin. Slide it back to the beginning and pause it, and then we'll count down 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna watch this mock-up video, all live together on the interweb. Ready? You guys all set?
Are you on the media?
Okay, so hover over the play button. 3, 2, 1, play. So this is a fan-made YouTube video showing their
Love the music.
concept. I know, it's so epic.
Absolutely.
Well, I gotta say, this is if this really did end up being the design, it's pretty good.
It definitely.
I thought it was real.
Yeah, it has a ton of the features that you would hope for too, especially with see, like, you got those extra back paddles on there now.
Yeah.
And then it's added the new peripheral that you can buy
Right.
for the PS4 controllers.
Yes. I love reading the things because the few supported games still have feelings. USB-C. Smart.
Standard. braided cable.
Yeah, I like these little details they're showing too.
Yeah.
But now
Love
you
that
can turn it
Wi-Fi.
off. It says it works the same way, but now you can turn the light off.
Built-in speaker and microphone. This is interesting to me. Changeable thumbsticks.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Well, Astros
Standard.
already have it. Yeah, exactly.
But this I like
Look
too.
at these buttons. I mean, this motherfucker went all in when he made this.
Oh yeah. Is that a switch for?
I don't know about calling them G though. I don't know either G1 and G2. That's dumb.
What?
That's for different profiles, different programming those back buttons to be different things. That's dope.
Is that supposed to be a switch to change sensitivity in the triggers?
It's an actual physical stopper. That's how the pro ones do it. It actually physically stops the switch from going all the way down, or the trigger. That's dope too.
The new grips. That would be nice.
All the
Random
games.
game logos.
I didn't watch this far in. Dead Space 4.
Look at the box and somebody just
I
went
know.
all
They even-
out.
Yeah.
It's time to play. Yeah, dude.
I mean,
I would believe it was real if nobody told me that it was fan made.
so Mustaine in the chat makes a good point. That what they just showed right there is like a $250 controller.
Yeah. That's my main thing is like, that's cool, but it's like those, what are they called? Like scump controllers or whatever? Scuff
Scuff
controllers on steroids. It's like,
Yeah.
what if we did that but more? And it's like
Yeah.
those already are like 140, 150.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then can you even fit all the stuff that you need onto a board? Like all those
Yeah.
buttons and switches? Like there's a switch on there for what looked like wireless versus like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, like switch on the
Yeah.
back.
Look.
There's like
Look, if they offer that controller, put it this way: if they came out with that controller for the PS4, with that large of a install base,
Mhm.
people are gonna buy that the same way they went out and bought the Xbox Elite controller. I bet you they would sell
Absolutely.
way more of those for PS4 than they sold for Xbox Elite controllers, and that's including the people who bought them just for their PCs. So there's morons out there that will spend $250 on a controller.
right.
Yeah.
If
No,
they start
there
making those in set all different colors on the PS5, that's bad for
Be
me.
over.
That's bad news
It's bad
for me.
news.
That's not good. I like collecting controllers. It's a fun thing to collect, but that's just too fucking much.
So let's guess right now, right? PlayStation 5, they put out their PlayStation 5 Pro controller that we just watched, right? Controller itself is $200. The PlayStation 5 is $500. Okay.
But the PlayStation
So-
5 comes with a controller?
Yeah, but not that one.
Okay.
That's a Pro controller.
All right.
You'll get a standard controller with a few of those features missing. Like
Right.
most of them.
It'll have the back buttons, but they won't be like the dope.
It won't be
swappable
interchangeable.
ones. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get
Thumbsticks
Also-
are going to be permanent.
yeah.
I hate the way, like, at least on this one, I hope, obviously, it's different, but I hate, like, where those back triggers were located. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
I
they
think
need
they
to
would
be,
have
like,
to pull them out more.
yeah, they
Yeah,
got to
that was
be
a
out
bad
more. It was,
spot
like,
for that.
dead center of the back of the controller.
They
It's like,
weren't
how
even
does that-
contoured. They need to be
Or-
sort of
yeah.
like, so like,
Angled.
if this was the controller, they need to be like inwards. Like,
Yeah,
exactly.
So you're grabbing them
That's why, like,
that.
on the, like,
Right.
top part of where, like, the handles come in.
Like,
Like,
Yeah,
Just
and with
like
the
this
shape
one.
of these controllers,
Like-
I mean,
like in here, I'm saying. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
yeah, right in here.
Oh yeah, you got the PlayStation controller. Right there.
Yeah, right there. That's where you need those bad boys.
Um.
Right in this corner.
So yeah. So, but it's still an interesting video. So yeah, this is a good segue. I went to the PlayStation, the Sony store, Sony Square in New York City, and It was downtown somewhere. We were close, you know. That was a big letdown. I was excited to go there. I remember the first time I walked through the Nintendo store and I was excited to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is like the Disney store.
Yeah.
And then I left and I didn't buy anything there. Like when I first went to an Apple store, the very first time, the one in New York, I was like, I gotta buy something here because it's the Apple store in New York. And I bought a dumb case for my phone that was like literally a thin piece of like 3D printed bullshit is what it looked like. And it was $40.
Yeah.
And it didn't protect my phone at all.
That Apple Premium.
From the Apple store.
I love it.
Oh, it was so dumb. So dumb. But so we go to the Sony store and so you walk in and it's one big giant room at first. I don't want to forget about the word giant. It wasn't giant. It was a big room, a big open space with a giant monitor. That was big. The TV on the wall was the wall, the whole wall.
Yeah.
It was like I don't know, a fucking 300-inch TV or some shit. I don't know, it was huge. And they were just showing a sizzle reel of all the hottest, newest PlayStation 4 games. There was no PS5 anything in there. And it just had the PlayStation icons, the triangle, circle, cross and square. I say cross now. That's right. I don't say X anymore.
This guy.
So, but it had those on the floor, like you could sit on them. They were huge. They were like benches, So they were the size of like benches. So the whole triangle you could sit on if you wanted to. And then there were just a couple associates walking around. They had a couple PS4s set up where you could go play. One had Mortal Kombat. One had maybe Spider-Man or something. And then they had a Sony, like robot dog. It's like a $3,000 robot dog.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And then they had like these weird display cases showing like all their different cameras and camera lenses that they make.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a staircase and I went to go towards the staircase and they were like, oh no, it's just down here. I was like, so you have this large room and then a hallway with camera lenses and a robot dog. And that's the whole Sony store experience. So it's like, it's not even like the Nintendo store was lame, but way cooler than the Sony store.
Wow.
The Nintendo
Whoa,
store
whoa,
had.
whoa. Lame? Excuse me?
Excuse
Yeah, I said it.
Excuse you.
Well, whatever. It was lame.
I want to go back there.
It was like
It's been a couple of years.
it was just.
I'd be excited to go check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I would go back there for sure, but I wouldn't be like, oh man, the Nintendo store, like, I did this really cool event. I expect to like be like participate in some hands-on like groundbreaking shit that like there was nothing at the Nintendo store or the PlayStation store that I couldn't just see online. There was nothing that I hadn't already experienced. Like, oh wow, look at they have Amiibo here. And 3DSs. Shocker.
Amiibo.
Well, yeah, no, but that's what the Nintendo store was. It was like the Disney store, but with Nintendo properties. Like, oh, they have if you wanted a stuffed Yoshi or like a Mario backpack, then you were in the right place. That's for damn sure. It's just like they were selling shit.
Right.
Like, I want to go to the Nintendo. Like, this is
You want
New
to go
York.
to Super Nintendo Land.
Yeah, this is New York City. Like, what? And that, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It's just a big fucking shopping mall, that city.
Yes.
But, like, I remember going into FAO Schwartz as a kid, the big toy store in New York City. The one where they filmed that scene from Lost in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
went
was-
there once or twice.
That was magical. There was, like, I was into Lego and Connects growing up. They had Lego sets and Connects sets that I not only had I never fucking seen before, they weren't even. I remember I had a brochure for Connects that I would sit there and look through and dream like, oh man, one day I'm gonna get this fucking Ferris wheel. I'm gonna get this huge Connects roller coaster. It's gonna be awesome. They had shit in FAO Schwartz that was like mind-boggling. And they had like a Connects amusement park set up, a fucking giant windmill. I'm like, this shit was magical. I walk into the Nintendo store and they're like, yeah, do you want to buy a Velcro like fanny pack case for your 3DS? Like, get the fuck out of my face, man.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hell
I
no,
do.
I don't.
Well-
But what I did would if you took a picture of the Sony Square like inside and posted it on Instagram or any social media with the tag Sony Square NYC, then you get a token to put into this like prize machine, and you could get a pin from this prize machine at the Sony Square. So I did it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got a gumball machine?
And I got, oh, can you see it? There it is.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Nice.
And Claire did it too. And she got this one. Oh shit. That just says "Greatness awaits." The
Nice.
tired ass PS4 slogan. So it might as well have said I went to the Sony
I went to a
Square
big
in New
room.
York and all I got was this lousy pin.
Yeah. I tell you, man,
It was
hearing that
lame.
They got like a big ass wall in there that's basically just a giant TV. Like, I feel like that's a huge missed opportunity for them to like put the PS Plus game of the month on there and
just
like
like,
come
here,
on
play
down
it.
and fucking play this on the 300-inch TV.
Now
with,
that
like,
would have
an
been-
amazing sound system.
That would have been something to
Like-
do with your one room fucking showroom.
Yes, and then you could just put couches or something.
I mean, no, they had the space to make like a cool like place for
Yeah.
like come here and hook. You know, there's TVs and just plug your USB stick into this
Yeah.
PlayStation and play your
Come on.
games here. Or
Be the airport guy.
We
Bring your
have-
PlayStation and hook it up to our shit.
yeah, we have a tournament going on right now of this game
Yeah.
or that game, Crash
Yeah.
Team Racing, like.
Something going on there all the time.
I
It
know,
sounds
like,
like a huge missed opportunity.
yeah, I know, like Microsoft stores have, like I think it's like every first Saturday of the month they have like Halo tournaments.
Yeah.
Still, like, you know, even
Yeah.
though there hasn't been a Halo game to come out in forever,
I
like
just saw Mustaine's comment about Uncharted on the PS5. Sorry, fucking dick.
Well, let me ask you this, all right? So you didn't see anything super cool while you were at Sony Square, right? But did you
No,
happen
no,
to
no, no, no,
buy-
no, 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 no. Hold on, I didn't say that. The dog, the
Okay.
robot dog, was awesome.
Oh.
This is a robot dog that if
Worth-
you pet it and scratch its belly, it fucking like rolls over and like this does. I was blown away. I'm like, this is a fucking real thing. I want to take this.
Worth $3,000?
Not worth it, but like if I had it, I wouldn't regret it so much because I'd be like, this is awesome. I love this dog, even though it's not a sentient creature. It's fucking literally a computer. It's a walking iPhone that doesn't do as much as an iPhone.
Yes.
It was cool.
Well, you didn't happen to find any classified documents on what the PS5 price is going to be.
No,
though,
there
did
was
you?
while I was there, one of the things I said to one of the kids working there, I'm like, hey, you got the inside scoop on the PS5 or what? You know, what can you tell me? And they were like, oh, we don't really know much more than like what's on the internet. And I'm like, well, that doesn't really surprise me, but
What's
I
on the
feel
list?
like you must have heard something if you work here.
Right.
And they're like,
Yeah.
no, not really. And then they started saying like, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna play like all PlayStation games though, like PS1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm like, yeah, but
Right.
are you gonna be able to download, or is it only downloads? Or are you gonna be able to put your discs in there? Like, I don't know, probably download. I'm like, but she's just saying like what we would say.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
inside information there. So
I have no idea. I just work here.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No.
Every time I walked over to the robot dog, that girl would come over and just kind of like watch to make sure that we didn't, I don't know, I
Steal
guess
it?
pick up the $3,000 dog. Maybe you're not supposed to pick it up.
it
That's what
doesn't-
everybody. No, that's
it
what
doesn't
everybody.
like strangers.
That's what everybody wants to do. Like if you go over to it, the thing's crazy. It's like a Roomba. Like when it gets tired and needs to charge the battery, it goes and finds its own bed and like charges itself.
Right.
This is for people who can't have dogs in their apartment.
Yeah.
This is or maybe somebody who needs a companion but can't care for a dog. I was like, this is actually a good idea. It's just too damn expensive, but I get it.
So
it was very affectionate. It would like come up to you and like want to be pet. I'm like, this is plastic and metal and glass. It's not real.
Yeah.
But why do I want to pet it? It was so weird. I couldn't.
It's real in my mind.
It was like Detroit Become Human, except it was a dog.
Mark, put it down. It's just a robot.
Yo, it had
Still
little,
real to me.
it had 3 little toys. You could be like, go get your ball or go get your stick, and it would like go. I don't know. The fucking thing was nuts.
I'm looking it up now. It's
Aibo.
like, apparently it has Aibo,
Yeah.
and it's got like their AI in it, like Sony's AI
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
That's why it's $3,000.
Well,
Does
yeah.
that mean it can tell me how to beat Gears God of War?
No, that's the thing. It can't do what Google can do, and
The balls are $40 a piece. Holy shit!
Damn. Thank God I'll get a neutered one.
no, the toy.
Zing!
You guys want to
It
keep
is-
talking about the
it
dog
is
pop? Tell
adorable.
about the
No,
dog.
I don't want to talk about this stupid robo dog
Keep
anymore.
talking about the
When you-
robot dog for a
When you
second.
No,
pet
I'm
it,
not
it
talking
gives me. It gives high fives.
No! Say it ain't so.
You can
Does
now, the
Korean
breaking
dog.
news. You can now feed Abo. It comes in
No.
a bowl.
Oh, shit. And what does it do to feed the dog? It just tells you it's happy, I
It says
guess.
you don't have to worry about
It's
Abo's
just a-
abilities being affected if you don't feed it.
Oh.
Mealtime can be enjoyed for free.
Oh.
The Yum Yum Valentine's gift contains a heart cookie.
Ooh. You see, that's how they get you. The bowl is free, but the
Yeah.
digital food is a microtransaction every time.
Like, it's really like about meals, and then it breaks down virtual meals. Oh, here we go.
Come on.
Coins in the same paper shape.
Here we go. Uh-huh. Is it with a
Uh,
K like Mortal Kombat?
No, but it looks exactly like what is Nintendo's currency that they give you when you buy games on their website? Is it just like Nintendo bucks or something?
At points or some shit?
Yeah, it looks like the logo they use.
Hmm.
You can also buy coins for even more fun.
Yeah, no. Okay. I'm ending this right now. I'm not getting a fucking Robo Dog. You're not getting a Robo Dog. 40 ain't getting no fucking Robo Dog. Mark might get a Robo Dog, but
My tax return's coming in.
it's later. Anyway, what I was trying desperately hard to do was to transition to talk about this PlayStation 5 price thing going on. And yeah, we pretty much all said that this thing is going to cost $450 to $500.
What the fuck is
And-
that? Dorito hell?
Yes, we're doing chip ASMR.
Cheeto hell?
Cheeto Flamin' Hots.
I'm addicted to that shit, man. Yeah, so the PS5 price article said it's going to cost $450 to make for them,
Yeah.
approximately. So
Really?
there's only so
Did it
much
say
they
that?
could do.
Yeah. So it's
It's the
costing at
Forbes
$450.
article. Yeah,
Bloomberg article.
Yeah.
Bloomberg. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Oh,
so
there's
I
only
heard
so
this
much
too.
they could do.
And we know that they are willing to take a hit on the
Excuse me.
consoles because that's like not where they make their money on these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, but they don't
The
want to
question
hemorrhage
is
money.
how hard of a hit do they want to
But, like,
take.
So, for
Because if
example,
it-
the PS4 cost $381 to make, and they sold it for $399. So, like,
Say that one more time.
the PS4 cost $381 to manufacture, and they sold it for
Sold for-
$399. So they're making like
18
$18
bucks.
per console.
Per
so,
unit.
like, you know,
not really making anything.
Throwing the PlayStation 5 for 270 or sorry, 470 wouldn't be like, crazy if the Xbox came out at like 500 or something like that. Like,
right.
You
get that little edge.
$15-$20 profit per thing is like normal.
So I want to go back to a previous topic that we had from the 18th of January.
Mm-hmm.
January 18th. We all did predictions. And I'm saying that here and now on what is February 15th, almost a month after, we should probably do it again because for the reveal date of the PS5, Pop said February 5th. I said the first week of February, and Mike said February 14th, the latest. It's now one day after that. We are all wrong.
Yep.
Incorrect.
But we, for the prices, guys, Mike and Pop both guessed $499, $40.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had an opinion on what the PS5 might cost when it was released before that article, but my guess was $450, which is weird because they're saying that that's what it costs to make it.
Right.
But now I'm starting to think that they're gonna say something like $550.
Well, here's the question, though, is now we're in this weird waiting period where I think that we're waiting to hear what Xbox wants to do about theirs. Because didn't Xbox also say that they were going to offer like a smaller, lesser version of whatever
That's been
it
the
is?
like rumored thing, but they've never like specifically said that. But like,
okay, this is the other thing too. Is like, is it just me, or are we getting way more hype and like news and rumors and stuff about the PlayStation than we are about the Xbox?
Well,
Yeah,
the
because
Xbox
the
already
Xbox
has
is,
been
like,
shown.
yeah, that's the thing is like showing the Xbox. They kind of killed like all because it's like you don't know like what's inside of it, like how it's gonna run and stuff. But it's like we know the release date, we know what it looks like. We've seen the back of it, so we know what ports it has and what it doesn't have, and all of that information. So it's kind of like I feel like that's the stuff that people are waiting about. And also with the Xbox, you know more about it as far as like they've been way more open as how it's going to work. Like the new Xbox controller is going to work on Xbox Ones. Xbox One controllers will work on the new Xbox. Like games that come out for Xbox One will still be playable on like the new Xbox. Like they've.
So is it just that there's potentially more change between PS4 and 5 than there was between the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X?
Yeah, so I think like it's like Xbox has slowly been like setting up things that they're just continuing on the new Xbox. Like backwards compatibility is already a thing right now on Xbox, and it's it's going to keep being a thing. Like the obviously the difference between like a regular Xbox and an Xbox One X has helped too, where it's like you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. It's like if I bought an Xbox One X and now the new Xbox comes out, how is that going to affect my games? Well, you already have like a model there as far as like, some games will just be up-resed or, will run better. You'll get more frames, stuff like that. So I think there's like a better model where the PlayStation, I think really the only thing we know about the PlayStation 5 right now is like the name and that like Mark Cerny is like, dude, this SSD is crazy.
Yeah.
That's really all they've officially
that guy's awesome
announced.
though. It's super smart.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. They could sell the fucking thing at cost, and they're still gonna make shit tons of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be really hard. Here's the thing. Video game companies and other companies just alike have made major missteps, and Sony's been one of them, to come out with the PS3, say the price.
Yeah.
They say the price, and everybody goes, no, we don't know. No, we don't like that. We don't like that price. And they didn't buy it.
Yep.
And they didn't buy it. And they continued to not buy it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until 10 fucking long years later that the PlayStation 3 crawled out of that fucking hole that it dug for itself. Which is impressive. And it's a great console. Lots of great games on there.
Yeah.
I think this one's gonna be like this new console generation is gonna be like really weird.
Yeah, but I just think it's hard for Sony to fuck up this time. Like they have to try and fuck up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
On the
agree.
other end, I feel like there's so much hype because the PS4 did so well that it could be an easy letdown too. That people could be so excited for what this thing could do or is going to do, or you know, whatever games are going to come to it, and then if any of those things don't come to fruition, then
yeah. See, I think that's the thing. Like, I think the PlayStation 5 has a lot of steam behind it, just solely based off like games. Like, it could come out and just be like, here is a PlayStation 4 with an SSD and a better graphics card, but you're going to get Spider-Man 2, Last of Us 3, whatever, God of War 2, and people would buy it. Like, you don't have to do anything crazy.
They already did that. They did a mid-generation thing, right? And none of the games came out and was like, oh, it only plays on this. So they didn't isolate themselves. Like that's why I think it's paramount that this next console plays old games. That's like a must. And if they don't figure out how to make it work with everything, like they after all the hype, I mean maybe that's why they're just like, yeah, we're not ready to announce shit. I wouldn't be surprised they push this shit till 2021. If they're just like, wait a minute, The Last of Us 2 came out and fucking, you know, tons of people went out and bought more PS4s. Like, let's just keep cranking out games on this thing. Like, you know, you got all these great games that everybody is like really anticipating coming out soon. You know, you got Cyberpunk and Final Fantasy and fucking,
yeah, but also like, at the same time, like some of that would, I feel like, kill PlayStation because it's like if Xbox if they do what they're saying they're gonna do, where it's like, hey, like buy this new Xbox and you can play Cyberpunk at 60 frames on the new, like I feel like that's enough to get people to be like, okay, I'm buying this on Xbox, not on PlayStation. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true.
I feel like they're almost forced to come out at the same time.
That's true.
I just think that like if the rumors are true that Xbox has two different models coming out, which I think is its own like kind of problem, but like if that's true, like I think that's probably why they're waiting, because it's like if let's say the base model is 400, right? Like I feel like that's like an acceptable amount, like you know for sure people are willing to pay.
Yeah.
So let's say Xbox comes out with a $400 console and a $500 console. Like I feel like then PlayStation can't be like, we're gonna price this at 500, because if it's not on par with that top tier Xbox or whatever,
there's so many factors to consider.
Then you know it's not like people will obviously pick the better one. So I think that's why they're waiting. I
want to touch back on what Mustaine said in the chat, where Mustaine in the chat says it's funny because something about 450 to even 475 price tag almost seems acceptable. But the minute you mentioned $550, I literally gasped. That kind of price would definitely make me pause before buying. And that raises a lot of interesting concerns, right? Number one, there's a lot of adults that can't just go out and spend $500 on a thing that they want, right?
Yeah.
And the whole reason for holiday release is what?
Because you're spending more money.
No, but like
to get that Christmas present.
Yeah, who's going to get that Christmas present? A lot of adults will get that as a Christmas present, I'm sure. But
them
kids don't have $500. So what about a kid who wants one of these things when it's not Christmas time?
Yeah.
That's something that needs to be considered, you know?
Yeah.
How many lawns do you got to fucking mow before you're going to be able to go in and buy yourself a PlayStation at 16 years old?
50.
Well, yeah. You're going to have to bust some ass. And that's good, but I mean, I don't know. I heard something about Xbox was going to be doing some sort of like payment plan program where they're going to be like, you can pay monthly to own an Xbox. I like that. I like that idea.
I mean, I think it still depends on how much it is, right?
Look.
Like, it's like you're paying monthly, but it's
Pop,
$700.
What phone do you
yeah.
have in your pocket? What phone is that?
iPhone 11 Pro Max. Look at those 3 cameras.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
What's the retail price on that phone? The MSRP?
Just a little $1,200.
$1,200. Did you go into a store with $1,200 and buy that phone?
Cash money.
No,
Did you put it on a credit card?
no,
No. Do you pay for it monthly with your phone bill?
yes.
Right. So video games adopted that. It doesn't hurt that much when every month you just gotta pay your phone bill. Okay.
But like I said, it just depends, because then I feel like with that, then you ruin the like so let's say the new Xbox comes out and it's whatever price you want to throw on it. It's $800. I don't know, and it's like, okay, you're going to be making, $30 payments a month until you pay it off. Well, then now
for life.
in the second that I pay it off, right, in 3 years from now, then Xbox is going to say, hey, well, I know you just finished paying off that one, but here's this new the Xbox One X2 Series 7 or whatever to call it. Here's this new one. Start paying for this now. Like, I feel like it's like this.
But what if the Xbox One X, when they decide to reveal their price, goes, the Xbox One X, own it this holiday 2020 for $54 a month for 12 months. And that doesn't hurt that much when they say that's $650 if you're trying to do the math. That's way more than it's probably going to cost. But still, if they were just like, just pay us $50 a month for the year. That's we pay that. Some people pay that for cable, and cable is trash. Cable is actual garbage. How much do you pay for cable? Does anybody here still have cable?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much does that cost?
I don't even want to know.
Yeah. You just don't want to say.
Well, let's see. I'm sitting right next to the file cabinet.
This shit's gonna be good.
Okay, ready? Here we go, right here. This is
180.
latest Comcast bill. Oh no, the bill overall itself is $193.93 this month. And granted, hear me out.
Must be nice to be rich.
Dude, tell me about it. It's awesome.
Holy fucking shit! What do you even?
Let me
watch
tell you
on
though,
there?
Dude. Me personally, nothing.
Not
Zero.
a damn thing.
Nada.
No, I know you got a wife and kids. I know.
Dude, the last time that I went to watch a show on cable, I went to watch.
Look at them getting them all fired up.
No. I went to watch Rick and Morty. Right? How many episodes was the new season of Rick and Morty?
Couldn't tell.
Like
Six, 7. Yeah.
I watched 2, and 4 of them were on my DVR for long enough that my wife just erased them and said, "You're never gonna fucking watch these," and just got rid of it. And I was like, you know what? You're probably fucking right.
Do you also have Hulu?
I have Netflix. I don't have Hulu.
You have Prime?
No, I don't. Just have Netflix, and I watch an ass load of YouTube.
Do you have Disney Plus?
Nope. The only streaming service that I have is the Netflix.
Is Netflix. All right.
So far.
But damn.
And
that
I
cable.
can stream
So all I'm saying.
cable.
But here's the thing. I
Okay,
think
so-
we could all justify $50 a month, especially if it goes away after 1 year. It goes away after that, and then you own the thing. That's not that bad. It's better than saving up a year before the thing comes out, in my opinion.
Right.
If you
But
have
at
that
the
money
same time,
sitting there you can't touch because you want to buy
Yes.
this thing, and then like when the time that comes out, it's like, man, do I really want to take all this money out of my savings
Right.
and go buy this
But I
thing?
feel like this was one of the advantages of having brick and mortar stores like GameStop. Like if they announced this thing for holiday, and places like GameStop start taking pre-orders to figure out what their numbers need to be, you could go in there and use it as your own personal layaway. Oh, you got $20 you could put down right now, and you start your pre-order for the new system. Then every fucking week or whatever, you go in and drop $20. Next thing you know, you show up on release day, and they're like, "All right, you owe us $20," and that's it. That's all that's left. But I mean, that's what I miss about those stores is you could do shit like that.
Wait,
like I used to
which
do that
store
for games.
did that?
Like GameStop.
Oh yeah.
I used to go in there.
Well,
Like,
that's how I have my Last of Us 2. pre-ordered. I
Yeah.
actually last time I was in there when I bought the PlayStation extra button attachment, I said to the girl working there, I'm like, hey, I want to pay some on my Last of Us 2, but you guys aren't like closing anytime soon, are you? I think I told you guys that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad that you have to like ask shit like that. And the worst part is that they probably don't even know.
I like that you guys. Oh, the whole thing that sparked this conversation. Do you guys want to do the new reveal date guesses? You could just edit yourself, and I'll make one for 40, right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say April 20th, 2020, 4/20, 2020. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going March 28th. I got a good feeling, something about the end of March. I know there's been rumors about their, what is it, their New York space or wherever that PlayStation whatever is that has a bunch of booked conferences or something. People have been keeping an eye on.
What's console?
I'd say middle of March, so March 15th.
Yeah, it's weird too because they say they were going to wait for Xbox, and I really feel like Xbox doesn't do anything until E3. But that's like
Sony.
way too late for them to do something.
I'm just looking up.
They're just
something
trying to
about
buy
the
some
history.
time.
Yeah.
Same thing that Nintendo's doing. Is they're buying some time while they scramble to figure out what the fuck they're gonna do. Because we can jump ahead and just like knock off that Nintendo Direct topic. We
Yep.
could probably table that for next week when maybe we actually have something to talk about. Maybe they'll have announced something by then, but basically no direct or talk of a direct yet because they're scrambling to figure everything out.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Hey, Oh, but you're saying the reveal. You put your reveal as which date? Middle of March. You said.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna be stupid and actually put 4/20.
I don't know why my name's red.
Oh, I put it in red. I put it in red when
because the date passed.
because the date passed, but I didn't do that for
Gotcha.
anybody else. And I'm not changing it back right now. You could change it if you want.
No, I like being special.
I'm looking though. Now I'm thinking about. I'm looking at the release, the launch dates for the original PlayStation. It launched in Japan on December 3rd. That's a viable launch date for the PS5. But it launched in North America the following year on September 9th, which also could make sense for the release of the PS5. I don't know that it would be that soon, because that's a lot of time.
I'm still sticking with my release date.
Your original release date that you picked was October 30th.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You know, as much as the website says holiday 2020, I like with as much back and forth nonsense as they got going on, trying to figure out what their competition's doing. We haven't seen a hell of a lot officially.
Does Xbox One X or Xbox Series X? Oh man, I hate their naming convention.
It's terrible.
Do they have a website yet?
Ooh, that's a
I
good
don't
question.
know.
They do, right? Because
I mean, I would imagine.
do you hear Claire laughing? She's watching The Nanny.
The nanny.
Good show.
I bought her the DVDs for Valentine's Day because there's no way to watch The Nanny other than the DVDs.
Really?
Yeah. I think maybe if you have Roku TV, you could do it, but I don't have that.
No.
Yeah, there's totally a website.
The new Xbox Series
The
X.
fastest, most powerful.
Period. That's it. Looks about as advanced as the PS5 one.
It looks like two GameCubes stacked on top of each other.
That's awesome. I hope that gives us a double handle on the back.
In case you want to bring it to your friend's house with the help of a friend.
Exactly.
Yo, grab
You
one of
guys
these
just
handles,
walk
bro.
this thing down the street.
I want to see somebody build a house out of Xbox Series X's.
Yeah.
And then daisy
So,
chain them all together and launch the house into outer space.
What's this next topic? Sony Square.
Oh, that's my trip to Sony Square. I already talked about
okay.
That's
that.
a RoboDog. We're not going back to fucking RoboDog. We're all done.
Dude,
All right.
like the RoboDog has a food bowl.
No,
Yeah.
You can
stop
buy virtual. You can buy like currency and then feed the dog, and it performs better.
the worst.
It's wild.
Genius.
Oh shit! Hold on one
Ugh.
second. Oh man!
My God. Okay, so moving along.
Wait,
Uh,
hold on.
Oh, not moving along.
Not moving along. I'm going
Oh,
to the
God.
media screen real quick.
Oh, here we go.
Here's a video of dogs reacting to
having
Aibo.
other dogs around might affect their interactions with Aibo. I'll be
Real
looking at
dogs
some specific,
reacting to the
dog
robot
greedy
dog.
things that they might do, and some fearfulness, some comfort, some
Who's
play
my
behavior.
life become?
And I'll be really interested
Sweet
to see what they do.
fucking Jesus.
But first, let's meet our doggy lineup.
This is Essie. Essie is about 3.5.
That's Devin Conline, doggy daycare owner and all-around dog
This
lover.
is just real
She's
dogs.
not
Where's the
huge
damn
into
robot dog?
For region,
Yeah.
they'll sniff the face.
Oh, we
and
don't
the
put it near
ears
real
and,
dogs.
you
We
know,
don't
some
want to get
approach
dirty.
avoidance
Oh,
just
here
to
we
give
go.
the other dog some space, but not
Look at
because
this
they're,
thing.
uncertain about that interaction. So we're gonna bring in the last dog of
Well,
this
how are
first
they not gonna
group.
react to it? It doesn't
Third
smell
dog
like a
is
dog's
Mushu.
ass. It
Mushu is
smells like
actually deaf,
plastic.
so the sounds won't bother
You just
him.
think
So we'll
it's
see
nothing.
what
Unless-
that might make.
But
They
they're like,
put
but we can
ass
upload
spray.
upload a video
Straight
with a
to the rear
clickbait
end for a
title,
sniff.
and you click
I
on it.
think as
And
he
you'll
moved
click
around
on it
quite a bit,
and
he
show
started
it
to
on
get
your
a little more
podcast.
hesitant. Definitely trying to get a sniff
fucking-
around
Oh,
the face.
shit.
See, Henry has a very stiff tail.
All right,
It's
this
only
this is just to piss off Mike.
Yeah.
So, the next topic is I'd be more intrigued by real dogs' reactions to that woman, says Mustaine.
So anyway, the next one here.
Dan Hauser leaving Rockstar. Yeah, this may or may not be my second glass of tequila. So that's how this podcast is going.
So the gist of this thing is that co-founder Dan Hauser left Rockstar Games,
It's been updated. He's gone.
or is leaving. Sorry,
Well, this
Minus.
was 11 days ago, but yeah, that is.
right. I haven't heard anything to
Yeah, it's
say that he has.
I think they said like March 11th, right?
Your last day on March 11th. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot to be said here because apparently, and this is what I didn't know about this, I mean, I was kind of aware of this, but ultimately, the two brothers, Dan Hauser and Sam Hauser, have the ultimate last word in anything that the Rockstar team does. Like, if it's in Grand Theft Auto 5 down to like the pieces of trash that are blowing by in the street, to the dialogue, to the cars, to the physics, to the models, all of it goes through them. And that's what, if they said that they were both going to be stepping down and leaving the whole company in the hands of somebody else, I'd be a little bit more concerned about it.
Right.
But
But you think one in charge is still enough?
yeah, I think this guy just probably wants to go spend time with his family and like be
Right.
I'm a rich video game development mogul. I want to
Right.
go like be a rich guy now. Go live my
Right.
life instead.
Yeah.
Question is, do you think it's going to impact the quality of the stuff that they put out in the future?
No. Rockstar's too big. There's too much money involved.
Right. These
And
guys
we
just
don't even know exactly what he did. So
right.
we could just speculate all we want,
Yeah.
but at
Sam-
the end of the day, we have to trust GTA is going to be GTA.
Sam Hauser can still do what he's been doing, and he can even go and be like, "Hey Dan, these guys are having a little trouble with this. What do you think?" And he could look at it and be like, "Yeah, I think this." But ultimately, it's up to you now. You know what I mean? Like, but these guys have they hire people to be the lead designer and the lead artist and the lead shader and like
Right.
they put people in charge. Like the game that you see has just been approved by the Hauser
And-
brothers. I wouldn't
right.
even be
And
too like against seeing what could happen if somebody else was at the helm. And I know
Yeah.
that means less to me than it does to the investors. Right? They want a great game no matter what. I want a great game too, but it would be interesting to see like would somebody else make just as great of a game or greater or worse? I'm curious now,
Right.
I'm not going to be as pretentious to say that we are press or media or anything like that. We are what we are. We're four dudes talking about video games because we like them. But I think being that we do this on a regular basis and we present this information and like our opinion on these things, I become a little bit more curious as to the way that it all works. And, I always want it to be good. But I'm, it's not like if it's bad, I'm going to be, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to be intrigued by it now to understand.
I don't think
it
that
from,
there's any way that they put out like a game that's just awful that everyone's going to turn their back on and be like, "Oh, the Hauser brother era is over," and blah blah blah. But my question is like Rockstar as a company is big enough that they're never going to put out a terrible game. But
I mean,
the lead shader, the lead programmer, the lead this, like all these things are like the technical jobs behind all of it, right? But all it takes is taking one mind out of like crafting the story, and you never even have that potential angle. Like just to think about like, okay, Grand Theft Auto 5, like you went in, you had 3 different angles of this story, right? And now like imagine trying to do that game and losing one of the sides of the story. I feel like it's still doable, but you almost need all of them to make the story that they told work.
Right.
And with people being so impressed with the story from Red Dead 2 and saying that was such a... What am I watching?
It's a Rockstar game that isn't Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption. This is Table Tennis by Rockstar Games.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of those weird things that was also done by Rockstar. I just figured I would play it because...
I thought this Balls of Fire.
I bet you Dan and Sam Hauser didn't have a whole lot to do with this one, but...
It started out as
it looks pretty good.
Engine demo.
Yeah, it looks good. I don't know.
And then they
this
turned
game
it
looks
into
like
a
it's
game.
fun.
From what I understand, Dan, the one that left, he like kind of headed like all of the like creative side of things, whereas his brother was more like business oriented. So I don't think his brother has anything to do really with like story input or anything like that. From what I could tell, it was like he handles most of the business side of things, where Dan was like credited on like the GTA 5 story, the Red Dead 2 story, right? Like,
Yeah.
And although we don't know like how much impact he had on those, like I did read something that was saying that like the 3 characters with their own stories in GTA 5 was kind of like his like baby, right? Like that's what he wanted Grand Theft Auto 5 to be.
Yeah, and I think that was a great way to take a game that we've seen. Like 4 felt like they tried to get things that were more realistic. Like I remember driving in that game for the first time and being like, "Ooh."
I hated That was the worst part of Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah, but the story was still great. Like
Yeah.
an immigrant coming to the States to meet his cousin, like, oh, promise of the great life in America.
The
and then
American
to see
dream.
what it really is when you're here.
I love
Like
that
the
game.
story is great. The
really
story
is.
from San Andreas is great. The story from Vice City was great.
Yeah.
And even going back to like
really
other non non like GTA or Red Dead games like
Bully was great.
Warriors, like all like I know Warriors are based off a movie, but like the game a lot predates the movie, and it's like original like content like they came up with. So it's like
L.A. Noire.
Oh,
yeah,
that was
L.A.
great.
Noire.
I like that game.
Story, like the idea of like trying to read people's faces to try and figure out what to do, like bringing in a new element.
Right.
I will say though, I'll be the first one to admit that like earlier you guys were like, oh, like Rockstar, like I like in my like I know Red Dead 2 sold really well, but like that is not a good game directly based off of the story. Like
objectively, you're saying the story's not good.
The story is the worst part of Red Dead 2, and it makes it not a like it makes it a.
But why?
Not
is
fun
it too
video game
campy?
experience.
Is it like?
No, so there's just decision making that they do in Red Dead 2 that's like it's almost like I would use an example of like The Last of Us, right, where like Naughty Dog is telling you a story and you're just going through it.
Yeah.
And that is
I don't know that we've done a podcast where we don't talk about The Last of Us.
Yeah,
by the way.
I know. Right? So like especially the way, like I won't spoil anything, but like the way the ending of Last of Us is, a lot of people didn't like that or would have liked to do things differently. But it's like, no, this is our story. We're telling it how we want.
Right.
And you either liked it or you didn't. Where Red Dead 2 does that, or they try to do that, but they fail at it. Like they try to tell you the story that they want to tell you, but they don't do a good job. Like it doesn't work. And
yeah.
And on top of it not working, it's like then positioned right next to all of the non-story stuff, which is do whatever you want, how you want to do it. So it then even like further sticks out, where it's like, hey, like, you know what? I'm gonna hop on Red Dead 2 today, and I'm not gonna do any story missions. I'm gonna go play poker, I just play poker for 2 hours. And you know what? I'm losing, so
on gameplay,
I'm gonna start shooting everybody. I'm gonna start shooting everybody so I get my money back, and then I'm gonna. Then the town's gonna chase me out. I'm gonna have a super high wanted level here, so I'm gonna go live in the woods for 3 days. And like I can do that, and you can go in and you can go, okay, I'm gonna be the good guy. I'm gonna go do side missions all day, right? Like you can play the game however you want.
Gameplay, it's good.
Not in the story.
No,
yes,
but gameplay, just like actual.
Yeah, gameplay outside of the story.
Okay.
Because they changed the gameplay for the story that makes it not fun. Where it's like you can't do any of that stuff. It's like there's a mission in Red Dead 2 where it's like, okay, we want you to sneak into this building. And so it's okay, this is a stealth mission. Yeah, I'm going to do this how I want to do it because it's a stealth mission. As long as I don't get caught, I should be good. No, you have to go in the exact order and way we want you to be stealthy, or you fail and restart. And it's like
it's terrible.
It just doesn't it doesn't work. I feel like that was the worst part of like Red Dead 2.
I'm glad I didn't buy it.
The other thing that I added onto this, which I feel like kind of like almost backs my like claim there, is like, so GTA like Rockstar like had to come out and basically announce this, right? Because it's such a big thing like for their investors and stuff.
Totally.
So of course they do the, hey, he's leaving, but look how good we did this year, right? And they're talking about GTA 5, which had 2 online updates this year. It was like a casino and like I think there were 2 casino updates. So Grand Theft Auto 5 had
add shit all the time. It's crazy.
But they did. Yeah. But what I'm saying is this year, like the year of 2020 or 2019 into 2020, they had 2 big updates. Grand Theft Auto, like in one fiscal year, it's never done better. It sold 20 million units this year. Like the game sold 20 million units this year, and it had its best holiday season since the game's come out. It's ever. Wow. It's the best holiday.
But I thought, didn't it break records when it came out?
Yeah, but this year was better than those records apparently.
Wow.
And like I said, it sold 20 million. The games that I think they said Grand Theft Auto 5 sold 128 million units or something like that, and 20 of those were this year. And so it's like, and my point with this though is that that's all online I'm gonna hop on with my friends and do whatever I want, right? And it's a fun game, so fun that you're gonna buy it, and you're gonna buy it, and you're gonna buy it, and we're gonna go in and mess around. It has nothing to do with story. It has nothing to do with like playing the game. It's me making my own stories in this online thing, and I kind of feel like it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm on the board of like, hey, like maybe you just go with what's working right now. Clearly, Grand Theft Auto 5 Online is working.
I got a question. Right? Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask 40. What do you think about Dan Houser leaving Rockstar?
I don't know what he did, so I don't want to keep speculating on what the impact is.
I mean, he was the guy.
I know the price.
He started. He and his brother did every Grand Theft Auto, basically.
Yeah. So, I know the price of Take-Two went down, the stock price.
Yeah.
And
yeah, of course.
I bought a couple. I bought the dip.
Okay.
And
okay, that's smart, actually.
Yeah, because GTA makes money, so
is it
still a pretty
down?
Easy decision. It's still down, but it's slowly gonna recover.
No, but I mean, is it still down like right now? I'm thinking maybe get a little of that action. It sounds fun.
I think it is basically.
But so impromptu little topic here, if I may. Most units sold for games, top 10, as of Sunday, February 16th, 2020. Coming in at number 10, Diablo 3 with over 30 million units sold. Not bad. Wii Sports Resort, 33.09 million units sold. That was like Wii Sports 2 on the Wii.
Yeah.
Yes. Mario Kart for the Wii, a game that I will defend as one of the best Mario Kart entries ever. Mike's shaking his head. But 37.1 million units sold. The original Super Mario Brothers at number 7, 40 million units sold. Pokemon Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow, over 45 million units sold.
I feel like that one's kind of, I don't know.
Again,
Red and Blue.
Yeah, that comes back to the
PUBG
games.
PUBG at 50 million. This is at number 5. 50 million plus units sold. Coming in at number 4 with a staggering 82.86 million units sold. Wii Sports. Yeah. You know why that was.
I feel like I know the top 3.
Pack-in title. Top 3? Number 3.
Minecraft.
Nope. Grand Theft Auto 5. 110 million units sold.
Yeah.
So this is what we're talking about. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Number 2. Minecraft. 176 million units sold. Insane.
So the top one's got
ridiculous.
Be Tetris.
Yes. Well, over 500 million.
Which also is kind of like cheating because it's like it's counting every version of Tetris.
Every
ever.
version
it's
of Tetris. That's bullshit.
Tetris Sphere.
You said Tetris what?
Even Tetris Sphere.
Which one's that?
Shit, I forget what console it was for. I do remember seeing it though. Fuck. I say PlayStation.
Yeah, they're counting every time somebody downloaded the fucking thing on like an app.
Yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous.
But still, like Grand Theft Auto 5, third most selling game of all time.
Of all time.
Nintendo 64.
Yeah. What? Oh,
Nintendo
Tetris
64.
Sphere.
Tetris Sphere.
But look at all the platforms that Tetris has been released on.
Yeah.
Right?
Every platform.
Grand Theft Auto and Grand Theft Auto 5 was on PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. So it's got an IGN score of 10.
And also
Perfect
it's like
game.
Has what, like 9 years where Tetris has been around since like forever.
Grand Theft
games
Auto
existed.
5, Grand Theft Auto Online might be the game that you take with you to a deserted island if it's the last
Yeah.
game you could play because there's so much to do.
I bet you there's a mod where you can play Tetris in Grand Theft Auto.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't be surprised.
That's what they need. Next Grand Theft Auto update. It's just an arcade you can go to and play other games.
Yeah.
Just so you spend more time and virtual currency playing arcade games.
Or you could just spend that virtual currency on your Sony dog.
Herb Ferguson. You want to take
Yeah.
this next one?
Yeah, I figure we could talk more about this next week or next podcast. But I already basically said Nintendo's stalling
Oh, yeah, that's right.
because they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. So I'm thinking it may be a new Mario Kart, and Breath of the Wild 2 gets delayed till 2021. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on it.
Well, I don't know. I think it's interesting to talk. I mean, you were really confident that Breath of the Wild 2 was going to come out this year?
You could hope.
Yeah, I don't think
But-
we'll see it in 2021,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest.
I see. I'm on that board. Like the way they like announced it made it seem like it was super far away.
Do you
But-
think we'll see that before we see another Metroid game?
No,
You think Metroid will come before Breath of the Wild 2?
I don't know. They throw out Prime 4 so many times. Like,
I think we're
Maybe-
getting a prime
I just think I
Like,
like having
trilogy-
this discussion. I really do enjoy having this.
trilogy like
This-
remaster
This
this year.
what is Nintendo gonna do next discussion. This is a fun topic. I mean, I'm still rooting for a 2D Metroid game. Show me that. Tell me what console it's on, and I'll buy it. Is it the Switch? I'll buy it.
I think we might get that. That's not too far out there.
I wouldn't mind if
Sure,
they like
could
did the
happen.
fanfare and built it up and made it like an event, not just
What if it
like
was?
casually release it on the eShop. I'd like to see like a new amiibo and this and that. Oh, you know what I saw at Walmart today? They had Link's Awakening amiibo. Will that work in Breath of the Wild? What does that give me?
Yeah, probably.
chest full of something.
Yeah.
So
Neat.
there was that one that came out on the 3DS like 2 years ago, I think.
Samus Returns,
Or
Return of Samus,
Return of Samus, I think.
whatever.
And it
was.
came out with like new amiibos and stuff. Like
Mhm.
I could see them doing like a like Link's Awakening type thing with that. Just like since it's so new, right? Just being like, hey, we're just porting this to the Switch.
I want to see Nintendo give me a new F-Zero.
That'd be dope.
That's what I want. It's been too long.
That would be cool. Do you think that they could do anything with the new Pilot Wings? And I brought that up on this podcast before.
A new
But
what?
like Pilot Wings, but really make it like modernized.
I don't know. I feel like the best way to do like a new Pilot Wings would be like,
A flight simulator.
Yeah.
to try and get it realistic. But at
I
the same
think
time, really what you come to
Nintendo for? No.
for?
I would like to see like a nice tribute to Pilot Wings.
Yeah.
Even
I
if
don't-
it
I
was
don't
like an eShop, like pay $5 for this.
I think there's a lot of stuff
Labo VR.
that
Pilot
Nintendo
Wings.
has that's already announced that I just feel like is going under the radar because we haven't heard of it for so long. Like Bayonetta 3 is going to be like a huge release for the Switch.
That's gonna be cool. What about Splatoon 3 though? What about
Yeah, like I could see Splatoon 3 coming out this year. There was
what
kind
was
of
the
hints at
newest
that.
Yoshi game? Yoshi's Crafted World.
Yeah,
Was that any good?
I didn't play it.
Do you like Yoshi games?
I do like Yoshi games.
Sure. Then it was alright.
Yoshi's Woolly World was fun.
See?
There's like No More Heroes 3 is also a big one.
What about a new Kirby game? Has anything been talked about that?
There was one that came out on the Switch already.
They already had one.
Yeah, but was it any good? Like, I'm talking like a fucking... How about a new Mario RPG? Oh, that's
Oh,
kind of Paper
That's
Mario.
one. A new Paper Mario.
What about like
is
an
rumored.
isometric, like, you know how they kind of did? They revitalized the Square RPG with Octopath. Like, bring back the traditional Mario RPG. What?
Also-
That would be dope.
Mario
Balloon,
RPG.
Balloon
but
Fight
it's-
2020.
It's a reworking of Mario's Missing, but as an RPG.
What about
what's
The Adventure of
Mario...
Zelda or whatever?
Or Pikmin 4.
Pikmin 4.
Pikmin 4. They
Wait.
said that game was done like 5 years ago. Never heard anything.
Shouldn't they
from it.
just reboot
Yes.
Pikmin at this point and not call it Pikmin 4?
I don't know. They're so
There's the
consistent.
Mario
should
game
just
that's
come out
on
with
the
a new
Wii
Pikmin
U
and
that
just call
hasn't
it
come out
Pikmin.
yet.
Just be Pikmin.
Oh yeah,
something.
more
Just instead
Wii
of
U
subtitle.
ports.
Yeah,
So-
Super
Wait,
Mario
what?
3D, World
Which
is like a big
Wii
one
U
that I've
games?
heard.
Hold on, that's a good topic. Which Wii U games haven't been ported to the Switch yet?
3D World is a big one.
That's a
Yeah.
Wind Waker HD.
well, no, I mean like
No, I don't
original
need no
IP.
Fucking any more Wind Waker.
More Wind Waker.
Don't you hate on my Wind Waker?
You got a fucking Link's Awakening. You don't need a Wind Waker. too.
Link's crossbow training, Switch.
Yeah, there you go.
that would work on Switch.
Yeah, I don't know. There's the Xenoblade,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't remember what it's called. Like
Xenoblade bullshit.
remaster or whatever, the one from the Wii that they announced already. Like I think they have a lot of stuff coming out this year. That's like maybe
Do
not
we-
like that
Do we
huge release,
see
but like
a Switch?
enough to get them through this year.
Do we see a sequel to Star Fox Zero?
No.
Do
Yeah.
we see a new Star Fox game ever on the Switch?
Yeah.
Star
No.
Fox is dead.
Oh, I could see.
Yes.
I could see another
How about
crossover with
Star Fox Adventure 2.
Ubisoft.
That shit would
Oh,
sell
yeah.
1 billion copies though.
I
Just
necessarily
because
don't
it'd
think
be so
Star Fox,
dumb.
because they had that Ubisoft game that came out that
Yeah,
Star Fox was in.
Starlink or whatever it
Starlink,
was.
yeah, I could. They've had like a good like fucking rapport with Ubisoft. I could see them doing another crossover, whether it's like Mario Rabbids 2 or some type of Star Fox spin-off,
Or
something.
like another
Could see them
cross
doing it.
development.
Yeah, I could definitely see something like that coming out this year. Like Ubisoft has been talking about how they have a bunch of stuff for the second half of this year. Like I could see something like that.
Yo, I would love to see the people that worked on Burnout Paradise work on a new F-Zero.
That would be sick.
That would be dope. I would love to see that kind of fast-paced mayhem go on.
But also, I feel like we're forgetting about
Right.
the biggest Nintendo release of the year,
Which one?
Animal Crossing.
Hmm.
It's coming out in a month.
That's
That
our
thing's
Oh.
gonna sell Switches like hotcakes, and it's just like I don't need anything else, dude. I play Animal Crossing the rest of the year. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good to
that's
go.
what Nintendo's doing next is figuring out which stickers they have left in the warehouse. Slap on another Switch to sell for the holiday
Yep.
season.
What about old IPs that would you like to see brought back from
Yeah,
Nintendo?
like I said, man,
Chibi Robo.
Ooh.
Give me.
I still want an F-Zero. Like I just said to Pop,
Yeah.
an F-Zero done in the kind of style they did Burnout Paradise. Like that kind of fast-paced, crash, crazy mayhem.
What was the one on the GameCube? Wasn't that like really good and like
GX.
Yeah, F-Zero GX.
it was hard though, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're all kind of difficult.
Yeah.
They're super quick. So. But I feel like that's like their more skilled, fun, fast-paced racing. Like, other than that, what do you got for racing games?
Yeah, Mario
Hear me
Kart.
out.
That's
Mario
it.
Kart.
Diddy
Oh, that,
Kong Racing
Diddy Kong
Return.
Racing. Wave Race.
that would be cool
Wave
to
Race.
see again. Wave Race.
So there also
Rush.
was
San Francisco Rush.
Who
before.
owns Rush though?
I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Was that a claim?
maybe. What about?
Snowboard Kids.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Good one.
Beetle Adventure Racing.
you
Bring
know,
back every fucking GameCube game.
has
I'm
the
happy.
the Switch had Tropical Freeze, right, as a Donkey Kong
Yeah.
game? But what about like
Yeah.
a Donkey
Funky
Kong 64 like revitalized, like how they did Mario Odyssey? What if they did a Donkey Kong game like that?
I feel like Donkey Kong 64 was like the black sheep of the
I
crowd.
hate
Yeah, I was
that
gonna
game.
say, does anybody want a Donkey Kong
I
64?
was so excited. I found that game at a tag sale when I was collecting everything,
Yeah,
and I hate that game.
yeah,
Yeah, sucks.
because it's not what you expect when you put in a Donkey Kong game. You expect to go to the right
Donkey
and
Kong
jump.
Country.
Yeah, and that was
Um,
not it.
But speaking of that, like Retro, like was rumored to be working on like a racing game that was similar to Diddy Kong Racing, where it had like an overworld,
Yeah.
and then you'd go into levels, and it had like boss fights and stuff.
Right.
And like for like the longest time, it kept getting rumored, like that they were gonna announce it. Like they were definitely working on it. Like if you go back and look at like Retro and like what they do, like when Nintendo bought them, that was like their thing is like they really wanted to work on like a racing game, and then they never got to because they got put on like ports and stuff, and then they started doing the Donkey Kong stuff. But supposedly they were working on that, and then got moved to do the Metroid Prime 4. But I could definitely still seeing them have like a team finish that game because it was supposedly like really close. Even when Reggie left last year, there was like a picture that got posted where it was like a frame of Reggie and all these like Nintendo characters, and there was one character that he like clearly like put his finger over so you couldn't see it, and people like like fucking zoomed in and got like pixels, and
What
it ended up
is it?
being like it was like a character from like a concept of like a racing character from a retro game like so long ago. So it's like I could 100% see them like coming out with a racing type game or whatever at the end of the year that's like a new IP.
I want to keep talking about this, but I think it might be cool to take a little break. We've been up
Yeah,
for 2
yeah, I'm down.
hours. I have to have a wee and get another drink.
I'm down.
You guys want to take a little break?
Let's do it.
All right. Taking a break. Going to the be right back screen. Put some music on. We're on a break. You can mute your microphone if you want, but I'm going to go downstairs for a second.
All right, sweet.
Everybody can hear you if you talk.
We'll just check stream to see that.
What's going on here?
Yo, my bad.
Hey.
We back at it again with the white vans.
Oh,
Music brought to you by Relax Beats.
relaxing.
Yeah, I like this format of the podcast. We do the news real fast, and then we sit back and drink tequila for the rest of the time.
Some of us.
The first one that I made was, ice up to here. It was this much tequila, and then the rest was that shit. The second one that I made was like that much tequila.
Ooh.
But this one I poured it up to here.
Ooh.
Whoops.
Ooh.
We better wrap this fucker up. Oh shit. So,
What were we
wanna jump
talking
back into
about?
this?
Oh, we were talking
talking
about
about
Nintendo
the
properties.
movies.
Oh, well, I thought we were talking about Nintendo properties still.
Oh yeah, that's over.
We were done talking about that. I had this whole list up of games that they could revitalize for the Switch. I thought would be like
Let's cap it for next week because it's getting late, and we could cover that next week.
Okay. So we're talking about Sonic.
So we're talking about the Sonic movie. Came out on
I don't
Valentine's
think
Day.
anyone
for all
has
you
seen it
lovebirds.
though,
I have not seen it.
No.
but apparently it did well. I think it did 55 million in its opening weekend or something.
Well, the weekend's still not over. So.
Yeah. It's
Or
been one
opening
day
week.
or 2 days.
Domestic total is at $21 million. That's 18 million on yesterday, and 3 million in Thursday night previews.
Okay. So you still got 2 days that need to be told.
Oh wait,
It's
nope.
on the weekend.
Sorry. Sonic the Hedgehog digging up huge 60 million plus opening.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And like we said, the weekend's not even over, so.
Oh, it's a projected 4-day debut of 60 million for this weekend, President's Day weekend.
Right.
It was the perfect Valentine's Day day. I mean,
Is this
Buy
number
some-
that we have correct though? That it cost them 95 million to make it?
As far as I could find,
Well,
that's the closest
I feel
estimate.
like the best place to go for that is IMDb, right?
Right. I mean, it had to cost them a pretty penny to go back and make all those changes
Oh yeah.
after everybody freaked out. So who's gonna go see this movie?
I'll see it when it's on streaming services. I'm gonna watch
Good,
Joker
same.
before I watch anything.
I mean,
I am actually going to see this.
With your kids, though, right?
Yeah, so my son, his best friend, is a huge Sega Sonic fan.
Had an estimated $85 million budget, says IMDb,
Okay.
and it's only
So-
reporting 21 million as of right now on IMDb.
Right. With a day and a half.
Yeah.
Right.
God bless you.
So we got a few more days, but to make
Thank you.
85, you got to have just as good Friday and Saturday, Sunday.
Well,
So,
yeah. Well, I don't think they're gonna make their budget back this weekend, but it looks like they're on track to make money.
right.
But holy shit, $95 million you spent on making the Sonic movie?
Sonic.
dude,
You guys
it's
are-
that like 2 times of fucking reanimating everything.
Yeah.
They fucked up the first time. They had to go back.
Yeah, but did they have to reanimate anything, or did they just have to change the models
feel
around?
Anything with his face in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but I'm saying they. Oh yeah, I suppose animating the face. You're right.
It's expensive. Animation's expensive.
It is. You're right. I just feel like it's got Jim Carrey in it, so that's what
Yeah.
it's got going for it.
Did you see the controversy that he's facing now?
Why?
He was doing interviews for the movie and everything, and he did an interview with some lady who like asked him what he had left to do on his bucket list, and joking around, he said "you." Now there's this whole thing. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's so inappropriate!"
No.
Holy shit!
Like, dude,
What?
it's
That's
it's
awesome.
funny. He's a comedian. He was clearly trying to flatter whoever he was doing the interview with.
That is hilarious.
But now people are like, oh no, that's taking it too far.
Aw, but Jim
Yeah.
Carrey's one of the most wholesome dudes we have.
I know, but
He's
apparently that's unacceptable in this day and age to be on someone's bucket list.
Normally I would agree that that's like a sleazy thing to say, but when it's Jim Carrey, you have to just understand.
You just accept it.
What?
Just grin and bear it.
He doesn't
you
even
just
know-
Harvey
That's
Weinstein
the thing.
that
It's
and
like
take it.
it's like get over yourself. Jim Carrey doesn't even. I don't even know this woman who it is. I'm just saying Jim Carrey probably doesn't want to do you. Don't
Right.
take it the wrong way, but just
It's just a
rest
haha.
unless
Jim
was she
Carrey.
like super hot?
I don't know. I didn't look into it that far. I just
Well, let's
This is
look
actually
into it. We have the
second-
technology.
yeah. This is secondhand information I'm actually getting from my sources,
Oh,
aka my wife, reading off the internet and being like, "Hey, did you hear about Jim Carrey? That he's an Eggman."
I feel like if I ever got famous, I would be canceled so fast.
Absolutely.
Just one, like I become famous in one night on Twitter. It's over. It's like,
We are really
everything that
risking
I've
it all
worked
by
for.
having you.
yeah.
We're putting this whole brand on the line.
let's see. Hold on. I'm pulling up the interview here. We're gonna go to the
Okay.
media screen real quick. I just want
Oh, great.
poor Jim
Here we-
Carrey.
His response to one question during a Sonic the Hedgehog interview, Heat Magazine's Charlotte Long asked him about his bucket list, and his answer has some offended.
Oh, thank you. Ethan.
And in the film, Sonic has a bucket list. And I was
Yes.
wondering, after all you've done in your career and in your life, is there anything still left on your bucket list?
Just you.
Wow.
That's it. It's all done now.
I don't know what to say to
I
that.
know. Just own it.
Okay, I'm owning it now.
Right. Good. Okay, so
Okay, I don't want to listen to these goofballs comment on it. So
Just
he
own
could
it.
have just meant this interview.
Just own it.
This interview. She didn't say,
Did he,
what
though?
do you want to do? And then he said, you. She said, what's left on your bucket list? And he said, you. Okay. And then he said,
That's-
own the moment. I mean,
yeah.
she's there doing her job. I don't know. I don't. But even at its core, I don't find that offensive.
Yeah, no, I don't think that it's worth the controversy that I heard that it stirred up. But at the same time, I think that it's like, yeah, it's it's pretty obvious what he was implying with the comment.
You think so?
But
Or
again,
do we just
I
have
think
dirty
it's-
minds?
Do we have dirty minds, or did we obtain dirty minds by watching Jim Carrey movies
You
through the years?
obtained dirty minds from watching Jim Carrey movies.
I mean,
Can I be honest with you guys?
I mean,
isn't
God
it-
forbid a fucking comedian tells a joke. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen like one Jim Carrey movie.
Which one? Liar,
Really?
liar.
No.
Ace
Isn't he in
Ventura?
the-
Ace Ventura,
No. Definitely
Cable
not that
Guy,
one. Isn't he in, like-
Cable Guy?
Isn't he in The Mask?
Dumb
Oh,
and
yeah,
Dumber.
he is the mask.
He is
Yeah,
the
I saw
mask.
that one.
Wait, but Pop,
He is
you never
not
saw
the
Dumb
son
and
of the
Dumber?
mask.
No.
Really?
I mean, I know of it, but like I've never
Play the
like,
alert.
watched the movies. No. You have to remember now,
Who's
Mark.
the last one to subscribe?
I'm a young buck.
Oh, the
When
alert
did Dumb and
doesn't-
Dumber come out?
Oh, before you were born?
1994. I was like 3 months.
You were born in 94?
At the very end of 93.
Oh. That's the
Okay,
first...
came out December. Came out
So then
December
you have-
6th. So I would have been 1 when Dumb and Dumber came out.
So then you
That's the
have no
first movie
excuse.
that I went to the movies with my dad to see.
Yep,
In 19 what year?
94.
You said 1994?
Yeah.
Uh,
December
I
6th,
was-
1994. I was 1.
So I was 9 years old.
That seems appropriate for that movie.
I'm 9 years older than you?
Yeah. See, my Dumb and Dumber was like super bad.
I love Superbad.
the first
though.
movie
That's one
I
of my
saw,
favorite
like-
movies.
Where I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't be watching this, but my dad took me to the movies today.
When I was a kid, my friend's dad rented Howard Stern's movie, Private Parts, and let us watch
Ooh.
that when we were like 11. And there was
Nice.
mad boobs. boobs in that movie.
My dad took me to go see Austin Powers Goldmember.
Awesome.
No.
Okay, I fuck with Austin Powers.
Hey, me too. But Goldmember starting to get a little ridiculous out there.
See,
Okay?
that's my favorite one.
Is
And
this
then
the
go to see
start,
it with my
is this
dad?
the start of our movie podcast? Our second
No.
podcast?
No. If that's a different podcast, it's a different podcast. But I'm not doing that now.
No, that's
Oh,
what
no.
I mean. Is that how it gets started from this right here?
Yeah,
There's
this
really
is
only
exactly
one
how it
more
spins off.
topic.
Now we just
Yeah.
need one awesome name to fly out of one of our mouths for the movie podcast.
Who added this topic?
Me.
What? Well, tell me about it.
You figured out the link.
So yeah, I figured out the link. So Phil Spencer did an interview with some company.
Polygon?
No, Phil Spencer did an
Oh.
interview with Technology Publication Protocol,
Oh, those guys.
where he essentially said that Sony and Nintendo aren't like Xbox's main competition. That like he doesn't want to get stuck in a war with them when Google and Amazon have the ability to reach like 7 million people or whatever because of their servers. So that like
How many
going
million
forward,
people?
it was like 7 something billions or something. I don't remember. It was a lot.
Yeah.
But that like basically like they're not worried about like Sony and Nintendo. Their focus is trying to best like Google and Amazon. And the reason I put this on here is because we talked about it a couple weeks ago. We were saying like about like the Xbox versus the PlayStation 5, and like it's like, you know, I think the PlayStation 5 is almost in like a like layup line to win the next generation just because the games they have. It's like they would have to really mess up, like the price point would have to be terrible, or like, you know, multiple games would have to get delayed or canceled or something like that.
Well, there's
for
always
me
the
not-
chance. There's always the chance that they have all this technology packed into their machine that nobody really cares about, right? If the future of gaming is streaming games, and as long as the
Yeah.
PlayStation can do that well, it can compete with all this other stuff. But maybe it's like it's stuck. You know, you never know like the crazy things that are being called behind the scenes at any of these companies where somebody's like, oh fuck, we got the thing where we were so worried about playing PlayStation 1 games that we forgot to make it so that you can stream from anywhere on this thing, you know?
Yeah, but I still think like initial like I don't know. I feel like as much as like I think me and you and like people like us care about like backwards compatibility and stuff. I feel like there's a whole like the bigger like group of people
That
are
don't
like,
give a shit.
I just want to play the new Spider-Man game.
the new Call of
it's
Duty.
only on PlayStation.
Yo, give me that
Okay,
new
I guess
Duty.
I'm getting a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I want to play Final Fantasy VII Remake, and they have a deal with Sony where I can
Timed
play that a year
exclusivity.
earlier
Right.
before I can, like I'm getting the PlayStation. I feel like that's like the main like core group of like people that are, you know, that's how you get the PlayStation to 100 million units or whatever.
Do you guys
Right, is like those type of things. And I feel like Xbox is just like this interview came like right off the heels of like basically Nintendo flaunting that they've already outsold the Xbox. And I just feel like it's an easy out for them to be like, oh, well, we're not even focused on those guys as competition. We're focused on these guys because Amazon hasn't announced their thing yet and Google did, and it's terrible. And so we can easily just jump into the head of the race in that, where we really can't like Microsoft at this point right now can't compete with Sony and Nintendo first party IPs. Like they just can't do it. They don't have. It's going to take them a generation to build that up before they can get there. And like, I just as much as like them buying like you know, like them buying I can't think of the name, the people that make Senua, like that
Senua,
studio.
yeah,
They,
right.
yeah, they bought that, and that's like a real big get for them, and like that game's excited, and people will buy an Xbox just to play that game. But like that doesn't compare to Spider-Man and God of War and Horizon 2 and, you know, just the Bloodborne 2, and like just the list keeps going on and on of just like games that Mario, Zelda, like they just can't compete at this point. So it's like, I feel like this is the easy way for them to just be like, yeah, we're bouncing.
So I just read what Mike said to me.
I had a different take on it. It's that Microsoft is a big technology company, and they're at the top with Amazon and Google. And
Microsoft, Amazon, and Google at the top. I agree with that.
Yeah, and if the future is cloud, then they have a huge leg up, and Nintendo and Sony can't even compare to what Microsoft has going forward. Right. If the future is the way that they think it's going to go. So that's what they're saying is.
It's just, I feel like it's weird. It's weird though, because it's like Phil Spencer also like 6 months ago talking about like Google Stadia and stuff. So come out and said like, yeah, like the future of gaming is cloud gaming, but that's years and years and years away. And we know best because we've already been working on it for years.
I think Pop, you said it best when it's hard to pull people into cloud gaming when your cloud gaming service doesn't offer like the top tier properties that everybody is talking about playing. Your God of War and your Horizon and these games, like if you want to go, Nintendo's not over here sitting there saying like we're gonna give you Zelda, but it's gonna be streaming on this new device. They're like, buy a Switch, play the best Nintendo games. Like, our games are the best, and everybody loves them. Come play them here on the Switch. And everybody buys a Switch. People who don't play games buy a Switch. People who play games and have a different console already go and buy a Switch. The Switch is for everybody. Nintendo's going to be fine. They're not even worried about this thing. But, like Google can swing their dick around and fucking do a lot of damage. So can Amazon. And so can Microsoft. It's almost like Apple came out with Apple Arcade to kind of test the waters, and people really received that really well. And they didn't make any outlandish promises. Like, people need to watch out for Apple. Apple could come out like, okay, you guys are sick of us selling you a new phone every year? Here's Apple's new game console. It's actually the best thing you've ever seen. Like, who knows what the fuck they got up their sleeve? They know that the video game industry is worth billions and billions of dollars.
I feel like whatever their console was would cost 1.5 times what any other.
But if it has that Apple logo on it,
it will.
I need it. Give me that
being
slightly different shade of black and call it space gray, and I'll pay more.
Yeah, the Apple Bandai Pippin 2.
Yeah. No, but for the longest time, like, people said that, it was specifically for the Wii U, right? Like, people were saying, like, oh, like, for the longest time, I feel like there was this sentiment that, like, Nintendo sells itself, and it's like, Nintendo games sell itself. You buy a Nintendo console for Nintendo games. And for the longest time, like, and that was kind of an excuse as to, like, why they were never on par with the other consoles, right? As far as like graphics goes and things like that, like and I feel like there was always this sentiment that like, oh, like you buy a Nintendo console for the games, and then the Wii U came out and it kind of flopped, right? And that was like the go-to excuse for people. Is like, well, see, the Wii U had a bunch of Nintendo, like, people won't buy a console if it's just for Nintendo games, and I feel like that was
fair if they don't know it's a console to buy.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it was like that was just like the Wii U just sucked as far as like marketing goes and all that stuff. And it's like we just looked at, like, last week we looked at the Switch numbers, and it's like, what's the 10 top selling games on the Switch? All Nintendo first party IPs, and it's like, it's the same way. Like, I would almost guarantee that if you looked at the PlayStation, if you take out like Madden and Call of Duty, because those are obviously going to be up there, like, the other top selling games are going to be PlayStation first party IPs. And so it's like, I feel like that's what's selling consoles. It's like people want to play those games. And so it's like as interesting as like streaming is and like as appealing it is, like, I'll never get Google Stadia unless they have games that I can't play anywhere else, and that's the only way I can play them is on that, like,
And that's
streaming
why,
service.
Yeah, and that's what I was the most interested in pre-launch is what exclusive game does Stadia have?
Yeah.
And isn't that game not even out or just came out? Like,
yeah, it's like it's exclusive. It's a
after the
timed
launch?
exclusive, and like, yeah, like, yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it's like you have to. I feel like Amazon and Google can compete on the way that they have lots of money to spend that they
Right.
don't have to get back right away. But I feel like they're like kind of underestimating the like thing of like the years of like work it goes into like having a game studio and having them build up a community, and then
Yeah.
that community really likes those games, so they want to buy them, and then
Have
that's
your
the only,
name
like I feel
in
like that's
something.
like what these companies are missing, where it's like, I don't know, even if Amazon announces something, like I would be shocked if I was interested in it. It's like the only way, is if it's like, oh, like, like it'd have to have something that it's like, oh, Skate
It comes with your
4 is
Prime.
only on Amazon streaming service.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
that'd
like,
be dope.
okay, then I would want, but it's just for the game.
Right,
And
exactly.
I feel like right now, like PlayStation and
well,
Nintendo,
at
with the games they have, they're just killing it to where like that's what you would want to spend your money on.
with that logic, couldn't EA Skate be like, yeah, just you subscribe to our one game. Subscribe to this game if you want it. You don't pay $60 anymore. You pay $4 a month for as long as
I mean,
you
but
want the
they've
game.
like,
what?
they've kind of already started to do that, right? Like EA has like
They have.
the
That's
EA
unfortunate. That
whatever, where it's like you subscribe and you get a bunch of games from EA, and it's
and
like,
I mean, we've gone for 2.5 hours now, and to bring it completely full circle to something we talked about in the very beginning of this, like what Mustaine was bringing up in the chat before, and what I've got pulled up on the media screen right now. This is what things like Dreams are going to enable us to not have to worry so much about games as a service taking over, right? Because you're putting the tools into the hands of the gamer like you and me, right? The ones who want to play the games. Here's something shared by Mustaine from the chat. He found this on Twitter. This is Dead Space made in Dreams.
I mean, it looks pretty close to Dead Space. If I say so myself. I feel like Dreams is going to give us a bunch of really, like, uncanny valley games. Like, this game's great, but something about it's just a little off. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah.
It looks
I
fucking
mean,
pretty dope.
It's exciting. It's great to give the people that are asking for all the things the tools to be able to make whatever the thing is that they will. And see
Alright,
how
so-
many different variations on what the idea of what people want is.
Mark needs to make Tony Hawk Pro Skater 6. That's
There you go.
See you next week.
That's your Dreams homework. We want a new Tony Hawk game.
I am ready to, once we end this stream, to go turn the PlayStation on. Dreams is bringing me back to my couch and the PlayStation.
Nice.
I'm like always like, oh, I have so many games to play. Which one should I do? Like I have so many on my backlog that I want to try and try. Started Infamous. I wanted to finish that, and I'm gearing up to play Last of Us again, so I could get ready for Last of Us 2, and I want to do the DLC. And it's like there's so much shit to do, but this is all I really want to do on the PlayStation right now is play Dreams. That's how I felt about Little Big Planet too. I mean, it's amazing what they're doing. Media Molecule is the shit. I'm waiting for somebody to make like No Man's Sky in Dreams.
Yeah, right.
Dude. I'm in.
So, looks like that's about it.
Yeah, we made it through another one.
We did.
Herb Ferguson looking like Sleepy Brown up there.
Yeah. Well, it's almost 1 o'clock.
Yeah, so Saturday.
Killing it.
Killing it.
Absolutely killing it.
All right. So fuck it. Let's call it a night then, and we will end the stream. Let me put some music on. Well, except I closed the internet. The entire internet is closed.
Well, you start bringing that back up. I'll just say.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
You can find me here on Twitch, Killer Metal Mike, or you can check out my YouTube project that I do with my kid called A Warp in Time.
This is the section of the show where we do shameless plugs.
Where we take a look at movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of things, and talk about our opinion on them, see how they stand up between the age difference between me and my son. And the most recent video just went up this past week. Hello Neighbor.
How's that doing? How's the getting some views on that?
Yeah, as good as the other ones.
You throwing it around on Twitter?
I do right when I drop it, but then that's it.
Did you do the Twitch thing yet, where you did like a playlist of all your videos?
No, I haven't. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to like make a playlist, because I'm not sure if I want to just make it as like a playlist, or if I want to make like little intermission things in between, like just catch some little clips with me and James. And
that'd be cool, but for now, just play the video on a loop. Play the list on a loop. You should just set it to be live right now after we end this.
In between episodes, you could just cut to like you doing a Fortnite dance.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
You know, just little skits. My kid tries to teach me how to floss, and I punch myself in the dick like somebody trying to work, fucking nunchucks for the first time.
Herb Ferguson, you got anything you want to plug? Any Mario Maker levels? Oh,
Cheetos Hot Ones.
No Mario Maker levels though.
No.
Shit.
The hot ones.
Should go make one of those tomorrow. Start working on it tomorrow, and then have it ready for next week. That's your homework.
Word.
Pop.
Follow me on Twitter at BabyMaker1803.
Does somebody already have Pop That Baby Maker?
I don't know, dude.
What the fuck? I don't know. Why don't you have that on Twitter?
Listen.
Can you?
Sometimes we make mistakes, okay?
That's not.
Sometimes we drink a whole bottle of tequila and do a podcast.
It's you, but I like how when you type in Twitter, Pop That Baby Maker into Google, the fourth result is Mark Money Twitter.
Nice.
But
how many links down do you have to go to get to Sloppy Poppy?
Dude,
I see Joe Fish and Gunpla Idol.
Googled Twittered my name.
Yeah.
And I won a giveaway in a stream, and I didn't know. The streamer was like, "Does anybody know this person? They won a prize."
Dope.
You should claim that shit.
I don't know.
All right. What about you, Mark?
Yeah.
What do I have to plug? I'll be here on Monday streaming Dreams for PS4.
Ooh, all right.
And I'm just saying that live right here on the internet because that'll force me to either bring the PlayStation up here. I'll either bring the PlayStation up here or I'll have to potato stream from the living room. So.
No. You just throw one cord.
I thought about. Well, I have. Look, if I just, it would take one more cable going down through the wall, and I could make that happen. But the controllers start to cut out when you get up here, so
yeah,
I would need a second cable bringing the controller all the way back to the PS4.
Smart.
I have. And this is not bragging. This is letting you all know how fucking ridiculously stupid I am. I have right there in that room Three more PS4s that I just grab one and set it up over here if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But one of them is
Might be easier.
One of them is that 500 million, which I'm not really too keen on setting up and playing. I would set it up if it had like a case. But I do have the days of play, regular old PlayStation. It's not a Pro. It's the blue one with the gold symbols on the top. It's like royal blue.
Royale.
Oh wait, no, I don't think I didn't get that one. I'm sorry. This is the black one that has the like matte colored symbols on the whatever. It's one of the Days of Play edition. And I was thinking I could mount that actually flush on the wall, but half of it behind the TV. But then once I set everything up here, I could run shit from over there to over here and have that PlayStation that's on that wall hooked up to the this is my goal. This is you could catch me on Twitch streaming potentially with all my shit right here and also being able to feed my computer to that TV and a PlayStation that's over there to this computer. That's the goal. That's what I'm hoping to do. I mean, I never had like a house before. Like me and my girlfriend bought this house. Like granted it's a condo and I can't like rip the fucking ceiling off if I wanted to. But I could do like all kinds of shit in here. It's fucking so much fun. So I think that's what I'm gonna be streaming Dreams up here with some PlayStation that I pull out of my closet. The other one's the Uncharted one, which is like an old style PlayStation. I'll just leave that in the box. I'm so close to selling all this shit that you see behind me. I'm so close every time
every day.
Dude,
I was gonna do it last year, but this guy above me fucking bailed on the booth. He's like, nah, I don't want to get a booth this year. I'm just gonna sell all my shit on eBay instead.
Sell it and buy the $3,000 dog.
I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just saying that's what happened.
Buy the dog.
I think I might get it this year. I really do, and I think I'm gonna bring like
the dog.
No, I'm not gonna buy the dog. I'm talking about getting the vendor booth getting the vendor booth at the expo. That's what I'm talking about. I look at my PS3 games and I go, I don't even know why I care that the PS5 will play PS3 games because I don't see one fucking thing here that I want to play. I look at them all the time. I'm like, there's no games. PS2 games? Like, do I need all this shit? Not really. There's like 7 good ones. I could keep those and get rid of all the rest. You know? There's not that many great PS2 games. I mean, there's a lot. I don't own all the good ones. I'll keep Mr. Mosquito and Marvel vs. Capcom, and all the rest can go. Are we still live?
Yeah.
Internet's closed. Moose outside should have told you, says Mustang.
Moose. So,
all right. That's it.
Another
then.
successful
that's all I
episode.
gotta plug. I'm playing fucking Dreams. Maybe I'll probably just play Breath of the Wild. To be honest with you, lazy as fuck.
The vegan run.
Yeah, the vegan Breath of the Wild. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll make a playlist of all your Warp in Time videos and stream it to my channel.
There you go. What? You know.
Yeah.
Make sure you get that nice scrolling link at the top.
Yep. I'll just put like for Academy consideration only.
There you go.
No illegal distribution of these works.
Every 20 minutes it turns black and white.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna end the stream here then. It's been fun. I'm glad this is it was a more chill kind of vibe this time. I was digging it though, and I like the rapid fire. I think.
Yes, I think the clock definitely helps the rapid fire, and I think us being so chill, I think there just really isn't too much going on right now.
That's true.
So get some of these games that we're all waiting for.
Here's hoping for a bombshell for next week.
Yeah,
34 days, Animal Crossing.
Mustang, thanks for hanging out. Oh yeah, 34 days Animal Crossing stream. Let's do instead of a podcast, we'll just all link the Switches up and
yeah, I'll unbox my Animal Crossing Switch on stream.
Oh.
Yeah, but then and then we'll just play the game,
Maybe.
but like in this format, you know.
Yeah, let's do it.
That'll be fun.
I'm in.
That'll be real fun, actually. Good stream.
Hell yeah.
Animal
down.
Crossing mega stream. Did you guys host this stream, by the way, on your channels?
I didn't. I'm lazy.
No.
Sorry.
No.
I think
and
you're
that's 3
supposed to
no's.
You're supposed to be auto host.
Did you remind us?
No.
Okay then.
No.
All right. I'm ending the stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Peace.
Peace.